Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday edition of the Paranormal Weekend Morning Talk Coffee Hour. I'm Nighthawk, your host. Got Eric waiting here a little bit after I get through the disclaimers, and then we're going to get into the subject matter of today. Of course, it's an open discussion today, too, but we're starting the discussion off with the black-eyed children, the black-eyed kids, and the black-eyed adults that everybody's been experiencing. So we're going to get into that topic and probably a lot more. So anyways, the disclaimer is this channel may use some copyrighted materials without specific authorization of the owner, but contends that it falls under the Fair Use, which is the Copyright Act of 1976. Nighthawk High Strangeness podcast channel and all the podcasts on the channel declare fair use of any and all content, including the music, to be used for the purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research, parody, and entertainment value per Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, otherwise known as the Fair Use. Okay. Furthermore, Nighthawk Eye Stranger's podcast channel uses UCut app for all of its intros and outros, and which allows us to the permission and the right to use any music that we seem fit to bring down from the app. So that being said, that should shut Facebook up and YouTube up. And let me get that picture off of there. And let me unmute Eric's mic here. There we go.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
How we doing, Eric?
I'm doing, man. I was up to about 1:30 in the morning working on some short stories, and I didn't want Roxanne whooping my ass, so I had to. I finished one short. Hey, Melissa. I finished up one short cryptid horror story, and I started another one, and was working on one of my other sci-fi shorts. So I was up busy last night.
Yeah, not me. I didn't do anything except get on Jessica's podcast for a little bit and chat with everybody, and the rest of the day I just pretty much laid around and did nothing. But it is what it is. Let me see here. Let me say hello to everybody too in the chat. I want to thank everybody in the chat for being here. And the moderators, Roxanne and everybody, thank you for being here. Urso. Hey, Juno's in the house. Val's in the house. Joanne's in the house. Misty, good to see you. There's that bizarre and unknown guy right after Demaria. And let's see, who else? We've got.
Oh, you're welcome, Dead Wolf. That's by Justin Larkin. If you go to justinlarkinmusic.com, you'll find that song and many others on there. He's a really good local artist. He is not under a label contract, and yes, it is a very good song. I love supporting local people.
It's about time we support local people, not shit coming overseas or from across the border in the north. Kathy, good to see you. Let's see here. Gemini, good to see you. David, good to see you. Corey, good to see you. Let's see here. Who else we got in here? Dead Wolf, good to see you. Oh, man. Let's see here. Kyle, good to see you. No, Jessica's in here. Good. All right. And Jessica, that was a wonderful show last night, by the way. George, good to see you. Candy, good to see you. What else here? Let's see. I think everybody's coming here to see if I drop dead on camera. Tanya, good to see you.
Question 911.
Everybody's taking bets. Is he going to drop dead today or not? The bookie's been
Anybody know how to
quiet.
do the hind lick?
Kevin, good to see you. Let's see. Melissa, good to see you. All right. Man, everybody's talking up a storm. Let's see. I think that's
Cynthia says
everybody.
she's says I'm watching, just can't seem to get on with my phone. So Cynthia, even though we can't see you in the chat, it's good to see you. They're good to have you watching.
Well, one thing that I've found out this morning is that somebody don't want me on this morning because I tried everything in my power to upload pictures and stuff, and the mouse cursor for the mouse is glitching and going all over the place without my control of it. So I think I definitely pissed somebody off Friday night. Hey, Rhonda, good to see you.
Hey, Rhonda.
Yeah, I
Yeah, my
definitely.
computer's been active too.
Yeah, there goes my mouse again. It's like I go to move it and it has a mind of its own and goes the other direction, away from what I want to click on. So
Oh, mine
somebody's
keeps doing
definitely,
that too.
yeah, something's glitching it. That's for sure.
Probably need to
Uh,
do that myself, Corey.
yeah. Hey Ray, good to see you. Smudging the studio. Well, there's some things in the studio I don't want to be gone. So, but yeah, I will take the laptop at least and smudge it. Get all the demons out of it. That's for sure. Val, good to see you.
Mhm.
Uh,
I don't know about smart candy. Maybe a pain in the ass, but I don't know about being smart.
all right. Well, we're going to, and just so you know, I'm not AI. I am here actually. I'll put the camera on for a split second, but I'm not doing too good. So I am here. Um, what I wanted to talk about this morning is the black eyed kids and what they are and why they come around. And it seems to be only in like certain areas that they're seen
Mhm.
or certain times of the evening that they're seen. And take, for instance, the gentleman in Texas that was going to the bank late one evening before it closed to deposit a check into his bank account. And his car, while he was filling out the forms, was approached by two black eyed kids who basically told him that, Mister, unlock your car, we need a ride home. And, you know, apparently the speaker of the two black eyed kids got very, very angry. Bounty, good to see you. And got almost to the point where he wanted to force the guy to open the door to his car so he could let them in. Now, that is something that everybody says, "Oh, well, the black eyed kids, they're just alien hybrids and all that." And I'm sorry, but I don't agree with that. I don't think they're alien hybrids at all. I think if they're anything, they're fae or they are vampiric in nature.
Mhm.
Um, because first off, they're asking for permission from the owner.
Mhm.
Okay, from the owner of the property to go into whatever it is that the owner is in or the person is in at the time, whether it's a house, an automobile, a camper, a shed. I don't care what you own. If you own it and you know it's yours, lock, stock, and barrel, they have to ask permission to come in. That's more of a vampiric type of an entity than anything, and that goes in line with what I talked about Friday night with everything being
Mhm.
linked together. So vampirism is a real thing. Okay, you have your cults that do the blood capsules, or they find some poor sucker to drain blood from over a period of times. They have blood parties and all that. Um, there's all kinds of different things, but I do believe that black-eyed kids are more of a supernatural entity, like a fae or a vampire, than anything. And the reason I clump that type of vampire into the supernatural is because of its abilities. Okay. Not all vampires have the same abilities. The ones that are in the cult and stuff and fantasize about being a vampire, their special ability is basically that they drink blood or pop a pill full of blood. You know, that's pretty much it. Any more than that, they don't change into a bat and fly away. They don't change into mist and get underneath your door. They don't have to ask permission to come into your home. Um, that kind of a thing, because they're more of a human than they are vampiric. They're and I hate to use this term because I used this term when I was in the American Indian movement, and I called a bunch of white people this term, and that is wannabes. Wannabes exist in this society. They are what we called in the old days the around the fort Indians. Okay. And those groups of people still exist today. You can see them in political circles all over the place. And usually they go to the highest bidder, and that's exactly the truth of it. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. That's my opinion. So, that being said, the black-eyed kids, they have been linked to some pretty horrendous type of supernatural activity. These are the two. These are the two individuals that I've been talking about as far as wanting to get into the guy's car. They seek to hide their face and not expose their physical attributes, let's say, but they always come in the form of a child. Very seldom, very few times do you hear about black-eyed adults, but it does happen. Okay, it does absolutely happen. There are cases of black-eyed adults, but for the most part, they're children, and they're depicted that way. Are they a genetic experiment? No. Again, they are pure energy, supernatural, fey power. Okay, they are literally fey. All right, they have an innate ability, first appearing in the mid 1990s, but it was reported that they were back in the 1500s also. So someone got cat slapped.
Yeah, my dogs are going nuts. Boar's bark or knocking on the door, wanting back in. And it's setting the dogs out or off. We've got a couple people in here that's seen these black-eyed children.
Yeah.
Jessica, Marlene. Ah, you fluffy butt, your claws, man. Ow.
Chihuahua standing at attention. That's cute.
Mm.
And that reminds. Oh man.
Marlene seen hers in Peru, and Jessica says she went out for lunch, and all I got was a village of black-eyed kids. But yeah, they both had seen some. I don't think I ever have, but
a village of black-eyed kids. That's interesting because that was definitely probably some kind of temporal type of portal, interdimensional thing.
That was the original one. She was in Honoria, Peru. Yeah, I said, oh, yeah. That's the best I can do it. I speak redneck. I don't speak the other languages very well. And then Jessica says, I've encountered 2 black-eyed people in my lifetime. Both felt demonic and vampiric.
Yeah.
And scroll back down. Maureen says, the black-eyed villagers looked fearful of me. I was just out exploring and looking for a place to eat lunch.
Huh.
And then that
Makes you wonder.
Oh, that was. Oh, sorry, Jessica. Sorry about that. I got them mixed up.
You can't mix up Jessica.
Kyle, yeah. Kyle, she hasn't texted me back yet. I don't know. She's at her friend's house asleep, so I'm waiting to hear. She said, I figured it was a medical condition, but it did feel eerie. Which I was sitting there, saying the same thing. Like, man, that sounds very vampiric. Because if you think about it, a lot of supernatural entities can't enter your home without permission. So, I mean, that falls right in line with that supernatural theory very well.
Well, there and to be perfectly honest with you, there is a connection to the vampire abilities with the Fae abilities, because the whole permission thing is the only difference that I've found. Fae can, they can mimic, they can actually mystify humans, to the point where they can make humans appear to see what they think they see. And they can pretty much take the form of whatever they project to the human. So, that Fae are very, very different type of supernatural entity. And I don't call them a cryptid, and I don't call them I mean, they would fit in the paranormal category, but I think that they're more energetic as far as supernatural goes than anything. But Fae do exist. You see it all the time. You see literally certain things that are meant to look and be visualized by humans in a certain way, like a moth or a dragonfly, or something along that lines. And the next thing you know, you're staring at something with 2 legs and 2 arms and antenna coming out of its head. And that's exactly what happened here with this person. They had the moth that they thought on their end of their finger, and when they looked at it, it had 2 sets of wings and legs.
I thought that was one he thought it was a praying mantis, and then come to find out it was a fairy. Or am I thinking about it? I may be thinking about a different encounter.
You're thinking about the United Kingdom encounter when the guy was walking with his children after they had lunch. So I think that's what you're talking about.
Over in Ireland.
When it was in the tree.
That was over in Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I remember now. Yeah, thank you. I was trying to remember. I remember the stories, but I just couldn't remember which one it fit with. I've seen a lot of these. It's been about a year since I've seen them. I'm actually trying to get a picture because I've done some Fae stuff, and what a lot of people mistaken. Yeah, there it is. They're known as divas, DEVA, and I'm uploading it now. This is the one that I created because I couldn't find a very good picture to fit with what I wanted. But a lot of times, I was always thinking they're like pixies. You'll see this stuff in the woods, and that's actually Fae. Those are actually fairies.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people mistake them for orbs or fireflies, but they're actually these pixies, or also known, or also these divas. I'll put it in the chat here so people can look it up.
Well, what it is it's a face within the orb that you'll be seeing. and some kind of inside structure of the orb, but it's actually it's the energetic it's the energy of and all beings, whether it's human, fae, whatever you want to call them, any type of being. Um, you have energy. You are made of energy. You are a divine spark. But like I talked about Friday night, was how do I want to? I'm trying to figure out a good way to make this. Um, we have been we have been removed from that ability. Okay, for the most part, or most people have been removed. I'd say about 98% of humanity has been removed from being able to use their energetic field around them, their angelic power that they were given by the Creator to move in the form of an energy ball, or as the government likes to call them, plasma orbs. You know, what's a crock of crap that is. Um, and if you don't believe me, you can trust the government. Just ask any Indian. Okay. So,
Yeah.
you know, it is exactly the way it is. And the way I described it Friday night is it's like we're living in a snow globe. Okay. And like we're literally being messed with. We are literally being here because humanity has this innate ability that when they get scared or fearful or even sad, very the emotional status of humanity is up and down and sideways at any given time. And these beings feed off of that. They feed off of it because it gives them the ability to portray themselves in a way that they are above humanity, and when in actuality they are not above humanity. Humanity is above them. It's just that humanity has been pulled away and had the wool pulled over their eyes and told things and indoctrinated differently than what we used to be. And I said last night on Jessica's chat that humanity has the ability to basically travel by orb, because they could actually, in the old days, they used to be able to transition from the flesh and blood, just like a fae would, into an orb status to travel. Okay. And I'm not talking, I'm not talking, astral projection, which, we know people can do. That's an ability of ours too. I am talking literally changing your energy field and traversing great distances and even time and dimensions through orb status. Okay. This is all stuff that I have found out over the years. And in order for us to be able to do that, we have got to obtain that knowledge again. And these powers that be in this world, I called it the demiurge last night. Um, the demiurge is real. Okay, whatever you want to call it, it is real. It's an entity that thinks of itself as God or the God, and it is not. I almost said it again. I almost said he. It is not the God. Okay, it's a powerful entity, very powerful, very deceitful to humanity, but it's been around a very long time, and we see it all the time in petroglyphs. We see it all the time in ancient statues, ancient pieces of pottery, shards of pottery that disclose a snake-like being, sometimes with wings, sometimes without wings, but with a non-snake-like head. Okay, That is what we call the demiurge. Okay. The demiurge seeks to control humanity and solely humanity. They don't seek to control the animal life. They don't seek to control the fae. They don't seek to control any other entity on this in this world other than humanity, because they know humanity's potential. Okay, if humanity actually thought outside the box to regain their knowledge, the demiurge would be in a world of trouble, plain and simple. Okay, it's been called several different names. It's been called Ra. It's been called an Anunnaki. It's been called Kukulkan. It's been called Quetzalcoatl. It's been called so many different things, and its offspring, which is half, which is like a demigod, half god and half human, are called the Naga. Okay, and they also are like the minions of the demiurge. Okay. Now, the reason I go with the wording of calling it the demiurge is because it's the only thing that made sense to me through all of my research. Um, all of the biblical texts and the missing apocrypha and the Mahabharata and the Copper Scrolls, the Sumerian tablets, they all describe the same type of a being. Okay, being more malevolent than good in nature towards humanity, because it seeks to use humanity as a source of keeping its angelic powers, to say. Okay, and that's why they're trying to shut me down, and my mouse is going crazy right now. Good God. um Let me get that picture off of there and see if that helps. All right. But the black eyed kids and all that, they are definitely a supernatural type of a being, just like the demiurge, but a lot weaker. Okay. But they do have an innate ability to change, shift into energy and to be orbs, like in that picture that Eric just had up of the orbs in the forest. Okay. So whenever we deal with something, we're always quick to label it, either a cryptid or it's a ghost. It's got to be a spirit, a demon. Well, the reptilian race is considered demon race. Okay, in most of the old texts that I've found, and a lot of the old stories that a lot of the ancient ones used to talk about. Um, and that's why they were depicted in Egypt on the sides of the walls of the structures in Egypt with the hieroglyphs. They were actually drawn there for a reason. They're drawn on the sides of canyon walls for a reason, inside caves for a reason. That's because the people that lived in the past want the people that are living now to wake up. They're trying to reignite that knowledge inside our brains to get us to that point where we can pretty much fend for ourselves in any way possible, and that we don't have to fear these other entities. Okay, so that's pretty much the long and the short of it. As long as we give them the power to make humanity fearful, it's going to continue. It's a vicious cycle. Okay. And what's the one thing that I've always said? Stand in your faith. Whatever faith you have, stand in it. Stand strong. Don't show any sign of fear. At all. Even when it's 9 foot tall with red glowing eyes standing in front of you, don't show it any fear. stand your ground. You know, you'll be amazed at the power sensation you'll feel going up and down your spine when you stand your ground and you face off the evil. Okay. And that's exactly what we have to do. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's how the black-eyed kids have to invite themselves in. They want to be reassured that you have a weakness to let them in, to feel sorry for them because they're children. And as soon as you let them in, they're going to cause total havoc in your life, if not make you disappear in some way, shape, or form. There's hundreds of cases out there that have been reporting that when they actually did have an encounter with the black-eyed kids, when they did let them into their place, whether it be an apartment, a house, a mobile home, a vehicle, that the kids disappeared, but they could still be heard, okay, within that structure, causing havoc and laughing and and trying to basically make chaos. And that's their whole point. They are a chaotic type of an entity, a supernatural entity related to the Fae.
Yeah. I mean, and from what I understand, once they're invited into your home or your car, nothing good ever happens.
There was a case of a woman that let them in her house. I believe it was New Orleans, and she actually went to the door, and it was raining out, and she saw these two kids at the door, and she didn't really notice the black eyes, and they asked permission to come in out of the rain, and they're opportunists. Okay, I'm going to tell you this flat out: black-eyed kids and children, and even the people, are opportunists. They're gonna hit you at your lowest, weakest point with the strongest way of getting inside your home or your vehicle or something. Okay, they know that weakness. Okay, and they feed off of that weakness. That's why they're considered pure chaos.
Mm-hmm. You just adopted two cats, Tanya? Hey, we're putting on a good enough show, bro, that even cats are wanting to watch our show. It's been in the chats. This is comical.
Cats are very, very if you
Yeah.
think about it, the reactions that dogs and cats have towards the supernatural is a very, very real thing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cats don't have the innate ability to bark like a dog, but they will growl and hiss and arch their back up
Mm-hmm.
when they're staring at nothing. Okay, and that in itself should tell you that, first off, you better start smudging a hell of a lot and start praying a hell of a lot, because that is, animals are a gift to humanity. Okay, dogs and cats
That
are
is
a gift to humanity.
that is
They're our
nine.
protectors. They're our early warning system. Okay, they are literally our early warning system. Okay, think about it. Every evil that we are confronted against, whether it's the mailman delivering the mail at the front door, or whether it's the UPS driver that's opening up the gate to your property and all that, what's the first thing your dog's going to do? It's going to start barking and alerting the owner that there's some stranger coming into the property. Well, that's the same thing with the supernatural aspect. When they see the supernatural, they're going to stand off with it. They may not approach it and growl and attack it because they know they can't defeat it, but they can at least acknowledge and warn the homeowners, the humans, that the supernatural entity is there, and it happens all the time. So when your animals act a certain way, you should be on your guard, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, definitely. It was like it when I told that story when shortly after I rescued Calypso. Um, she was laying in bed with me, and all of a sudden she jumped up and stood over me, and hey, Deidre, and let out this demonic, blood curdling growl. I mean, it literally shook the core of my body. I mean,
Hmm.
it was, man, it was an evil, menacing, you better get the hell away growl. So I got up, grabbed my pistol off my headboard. I said, "Come on, girl, let's go check it out." And we went through the house, and there was nothing there, but something in the living room. She saw that I couldn't, and she didn't like it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
she was
Jacob
warning,
does
"You
that
better
all the
stay away."
time too. Yeah, Jacob
Yeah.
does that a lot. He'll stare off at something, and we have a lot of activity here. We really do, and you know, most of it's not malevolent by any ways and means, but we do have our occasional, supernatural things that happen that are very much demonic like. Um, with certain individuals in the family being attacked by it, because we've talked about it, Eric. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's animals are basically a gift, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why we shouldn't look at them. We should look at them more of a protector than a pet. Okay, to me, a pet is
Mm-hmm.
almost like making them almost like a slave. And when we start having that mentality, we're taking away from that connection, that spiritual connection we have with our four-legged
This
children.
is poor.
You know,
Chill out,
so
or get down. That is just poor. He's running around. Sorry. Um,
that's all right.
yeah. Hey,
I'm
Van.
gonna
Yeah, we're talking about black-eyed
I'm gonna
children, the Fae, and a bunch of other stuff.
yeah, I'm gonna make some coffee real quick, everybody. So I'm gonna turn my mic off. Eric, if you could cover for about 2 minutes or so I can get some coffee made.
Yeah, brother, you're good. Yeah, Maureen, you're correct. I mean, of course, here in in a lot of parts of the U.S., they're still called the Fae too. Even here in the Ozark Mountains, they're called the Fae. But yeah, the Fae fairly originally came from Ireland. But most of your fairies depends, like in the Celtic religion, elves are Fae, gnomes and stuff like that. They're all part of the Fae culture in the Celtic side. Come on, sit still. Or you're going to get down. Now, come on. You know how to behave. Um, so yeah, I mean that's the most common one. Some people know them as fairies. Some people know them as fae. There's like I was saying before, a lot of parts of the U.S. they still call them fae. So yeah, I mean it's the same thing, and your fae folk, um, they'll either wreak havoc on your home or um, they can also help you with your home. So it depends on how you treat them with respect, how you treat your animals. That's a prime example, especially with like your brownies. Some people may know them from the movie Harry Potter as house elves, but they're brownies. They love animals. If you treat your animals wrong, they'll wreak havoc on your home. But they're known to help take care of your home and you and your animals while you're asleep. So, I mean, these things are steeped in a lot of cultures, now spread out throughout the world. So, that's always something to keep in mind. Yeah, thanks. Um, oh, Urso, that ain't good, man. Yeah, it seems like everybody's having um, issues with their devices today. I know William and I were too. You had a cat named Snowy. Yeah, Snow's my buddy. Yeah, there is much like a lot of your paranormal, supernatural, cryptid, mythological humans. You got good and bad in all of them. Exactly. Exactly, Maureen. Yeah. If you treat them good, they treat you good. Absolutely. Native Americans will tell you, and the Celtics will tell you. You always lay out a little bit of food for them. What they really like is honey and milk. That's like two of their favorite things. You also want to lay smoking tobacco out for them too. Um, somebody was telling me that last night, Deidre. That's what I heard. I didn't realize there was some solar effects going on. I know it's been wreaking havoc on my devices. But so that's one way to show them respect is to leave out a little bit of milk or honey for them, or some smoking tobacco. You always pay them with respect.
Well, what do you do when you go to a Native American elder? You always take them tobacco or something to show them respect, and that's just the way that we're taught as indigenous people to treat our elders, because technically the Fae, although they are a supernatural being, they have been around for a very long time, longer than humanity. So technically, they are our elders. So we do have to show them respect. Little people,
Mm-hmm.
little people come in different forms, different sizes, different supernatural abilities. Some Fae could be called little people. You all have seen the videos that I put up, you know, of my SLS camera showing little people in the house. A regular camera, most of the times, will not pick up little people. Um, so it's like you have to use your brains in order to figure out how to capture the little people. But little people can be considered Fae too. Like I said, it comes in very, very different forms. I have a lot of little people around me. Um, I have some that are physical in form, that stand probably about a foot tall. I have others that are like shadow form, that I'll see them and they'll dart across, the floor or across the wall real quick, or a shelf, in shadow form. I have other ones that I capture with the SLS camera all the time, and I videotape it, and put it up. So yeah, little people, they are a Fae type of an individual too. Um, but at the same time, they can be flesh and bone too, flesh and blood and bone. So just like a lot of your encounters with cryptids are the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So the only difference in cryptid activity that I have found through my 60 plus years is the difference is when they have the red eyes. When they have the red eyes, the bright, really bright red eyes, those are the ones that they're not real cryptids. They're more of an evil type of a fae, or a demon, something more supernatural than cryptid. So, and that's why a lot of the encounters that you see and you hear about from a lot of these hunters and fishermen and stuff that encounter these red-eyed cryptids, those encounters never turn out well for the human. Okay. But with every cryptid encounter that you hear where they just had normal eye shine, or they just had the normal eye color, you hear that the humans basically were funneled or forcibly pushed out of an area, and that was it. They don't get rocks, boulders thrown at them, and branches and trees thrown at them, out of anger. They're being chased out of an area, A, because it's their living room, and B, it's probably their hunting ground and hunting season, and it's their school to teach their young, on how to survive. So of course they're going to push you out of the area, but they're not getting overly aggressive with people. It's the ones where you hear about the red eye color and eye shine that's really bright, that, well, like the Mothman. Okay, kind of like that.
Yeah. You also think one thing. What's another custom in Native American way of life? When you have somebody visit, you offer them food and drink. Same concept is with the fae and the little people and the spirits. You offer them food and drink. I mean, you see how a lot of this stuff ties together on what we do in our human life that's tied to the supernatural life as well. Oh, thank you, Roxanne. That's Fluffy Butt. And he just stepped all over my keyboard because the dogs are running around playing and he got scared. Yeah, that's Fluffy Butt. Poncho. Hey, Poncho. I'm in Branson, Missouri area. Anything cool going on there this weekend? I got first round and dinner were winner. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, Poncho. But if I can figure something out, I'll let you know. I put pretty rocks and shit. Yeah, and that's just
Poncho. I didn't think Poncho was a Branson, Missouri kind of an individual with that name. I figured he'd be more of a Saturday night, late night, on the red light district kind of a person.
To a point, Vaughn, you are correct, but the Fae can grant you permission to see their realm. Now, a lot of times when they do that, it doesn't end well for you, but there has been stories of our past of them allowing humans to see their realm or enter their realm for good reasons. But generally, no, they keep it hidden from humans. But there has been times that humans were allowed to see the Fae realm. I don't know about the Native American side. That's on the Celtic side.
The only thing with Native Americans and the Fae is basically that you have to be gifted the ability to see them. Most of the spiritual people of the tribe, the holy men, the Wachashawakans or the medicine people, are the ones that can see it. So
it's very similar to Celtic mythology then on that. I was thinking so, but I didn't want to speak out of turn. No comment, Marlene. No comment. I'm just no comment. Hey, Jason. Yeah, the customs are very, very important, Bounty. Customs are, I mean, that's just my opinion, how I feel customs are very, very important. Very important. Hey, Camo. What you doing, bud? Well, you're the one that hopped down. It's not my fault you hopped down. Come here. Needy little pain in my butt. You know that. You're a needy pain in the butt. Yeah, you are, Fluffy Butt.
Sorry, I had to get coffee.
No worries. That's okay, Jason. It's good to have you in here. Don't step on my keyboard, Bubba. Come on now.
Jason, good to see you. Peter, good to see you.
But yeah, no, I mean, these customs tie together, and it's so cool how it ties, like I said a minute ago, how it ties our supernatural. Come on, dude, you're knocking my hat off. Supernatural customs alongside our own customs, in a lot of Native American cultures, you called elders grandfather and grandmother. You called the younger adults, hey, Larry, mother and father. They're a family, and these fays, these supernatural beings, these cryptids, they're family too. We're all connected in one way or another. Just some have different abilities than we do. Hey, Michelle.
Well, the astral plane is where a lot of us actually interact. If you have the ability to walk the astral plane, then you'll see that your abilities on Earth, seeing these entities, will heighten a lot more. You'll see it a lot more, and they'll interact with you a lot more. The only problem with humanity is that we are so limited in what our abilities are to see and to hear things. because it's not even a 1% on the scale, the whole spectrum that we're able to see. It's like a 0.0035%. So
Yeah.
if you work with your abilities, if you know you're gifted to a point and you work with your abilities, you teach your abilities, you hone your abilities and practice with them, and you master your energy, um, you can do anything.
Yeah, you can. I've had many dreams where I was able to fly around and produce orbs with my hands and energy blast with my hands. And it is so interesting how that ties in a lot of ancient cultures of people being able to do that. Yeah, and Bounty, I agree. I mean, I pretty much was self taught on a lot of things as well. Yes, faith, family, friends are very important. Murray, very, very important. We absolutely have camo. We have went back. You know, thank you, Joanne. We appreciate you as well. But this is why we always talk about them. You move to the mountains one spoon at a time, or get a bigger tractor. Yeah, I mean that's the way to do it. Thor was able to reshape mountains with this hammer. This spring bird's building a big nest in my yard. What kind of sign is that? I have no idea what I am doing. No one has teach me. All I know is by listening. Uh, Birds
Listening's
building
the best
nest in
way.
people's yards. Is not, yeah, I mean it's very common. I get it happens all the time too here. I love it when I
You
come across hummingbird nest.
you want to do a little thing, do this. This is something I was taught when I was very, very young. For punishment, us Native people, or at least my family, would send us out in basically the hottest point of the day, and we would sit outside Indian style with our legs crossed and stuff, sitting down, and our elder would put a buffalo skull on our lap and make us sit there, until they tell us we can get up. Um, which would probably be a criminal offense today by today's standards, but it was what it was back then. You got taught a respect, okay? But what I tell people to do is to get themselves in some kind of casual attire, okay, and just go outside. If you have to take a chair, if you can't sit on the ground, then take a chair and use a chair. But just take and position it in the center of nature and sit there and just listen. You don't have to talk. You don't have to constantly keep your hands or your mind occupied, because your mind's going to be occupied by listening to the animals around you and nature around you. You're going to learn 80% of what you need to accomplish in life just by listening and watching nature around you. Okay, plain and simple. Okay. Take for instance the one of the first things that I was taught as a child, when I went out and did that practice, was that birds nest near water. And if you ever want to find a water source, look for where the birds are nesting, you know, not where they're flying to and from and all that, but, where their actual nest is, you'll find water. Okay. Because it's just the way nature is. Um, when raccoons and stuff live inside hollow trees, it's because that section has never had an incident to where it would jeopardize the home of the raccoons or the possums or whatnot that were in the tree. In other words, that tree never had a lightning strike. It never caught a flood. It never caught fire. All that type of stuff. There's so much you can learn just by sitting somewhere and being silent.
Mhm.
You know, if you can just be silent.
Yep, I love doing that. That's one of my most favorite ways of recentering myself. Is I'll sit out in my woods against a tree and just listen. Just take in the smells, the sounds, the pressures, the vibes, the energy. You know, I mean, the frequency. Just take it all in and just feel it go through my body. And that's one way to center myself. You know, it's very important. Native Americans talk about this all the time. That whenever you are off kiltered is because you're not centered within yourself, and you need to recenter yourself. That's why I fought so hard to get this property, is because this is one of the places that I've been to that helps me to recenter myself. Pineville, Missouri is another place. I love going down to Pineville, my old family's land, and I can recenter there as well. It's very important to find a place to recenter yourself. So I can't just do it in an event with my dad. When I was 5, he was burning my stuff. I was upset and told him, creator don't like ugly. He ended up getting struck by like, oh crap. Yeah, sometimes you gotta let that go though, Bounty. You have to learn to forgive, not for his sake, but for your sake. It's very important. You gotta learn to forgive and let go. It does, Camel. It really does. Yeah, I mean that's, oh man, that is something very fun and an amazing thing, that if you realize you sit still and you sit quiet in nature, you'll be amazed at what you'll see out there. You'll see all kinds of wildlife. I've seen everything from wolves, coyotes, bobcats, deer, turkeys, squirrels, coons, possums, armadillo. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Just by sitting out there, emptying your mind, emptying your soul, and taking in the positivity and the pureness of nature. Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's a very good one too, Roxanne. Be around water in the woods, lay on the grass, feel the sun's warmth, watch the clouds, let your mind drift. And I mean, do y'all remember being a kid and laying in the grass and watching the clouds and guessing what shapes they make? You didn't know it, but that's a way of grounding yourself and recentering yourself. It's something we did as kids that we don't do as adults anymore. And that's something we need to get back to do. I love to do it. I still do that to this day. I love to lay on my grass and watch the clouds. And me and the girls will do it together, and we'll start making shapes. Or we do it going down the road too. Oh, look at that cloud. It looks like a dragon, or it looks like a mermaid, or it looks like this. And we still do that now. And that's something as adults that we forget. So
Mhm.
I think it's important we get back to it. Wait, not ground as in go do your home. No, no, no. I'm talking about being a positive battery. Exactly, Poncho. Exactly, man. We are tied to Mother Earth. We come from Mother Earth, so we need to reground ourselves with our mother and take in her beauty, her positivity, her frequency, her energy. That's how we reground. That's how we recenter ourselves. That's how we reconnect. You guys name your home. I think in my town, my house is the only one with a name. If you want to know, I call her the Pearl. I've never named my home. That's actually interesting, Vaughn. Um, I don't know where
I
you're
wouldn't. I
from. Your
wouldn't.
name,
I wouldn't. I wouldn't name a home. Um, when you
yeah,
when you name something, you're giving that inanimate object power. You're giving things permission to inhabit that that named item, whether it's a home, a car, a teddy bear, a doll, whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's why you see so many haunted possessions around the world, is because when you name something, you're giving that something power. You're giving that something an identity, a link to this world. And, yeah, it's okay to have like a pet name for it, or something like that. But when you acknowledge it as the name that you're giving it and bestowing upon it, you're giving the supernatural an opportunity to possess that object that wasn't meant to have anything but energy in it, now has a possibly nefarious spirit attached to it, um, instead of just an energy. So, yeah, you got to be very careful when it comes to naming things. That's for sure.
Yep. Tanya, I agree. Sadly, how do I say this without being mean? People don't see that anymore. But that's mine. You know, we were talking about dates and nature. That's one of my favorite things to do on dates. Sadly, people don't like that anymore. I like taking motorcycle rides out to a nature trail or a lake or a river somewhere or a creek and just sit and talk, take everything in. That's my favorite stuff to do. But I like being in nature. I'm a child of nature. That's why I love being there. So, but
Spirit
people
dating
have
101.
forgotten. Yeah, but people have forgotten that, and that is honestly, you know, that is not just a good date, but I mean, not a good way to ground yourself as personally, but as a couple is a good idea to do as well. Is to ground yourself with Mother Earth together. I think it builds a much better bond. Heck yeah, Joanne. Heck yeah. Right now it's stormy and cold out there where I'm at. It's 36 degrees outside right now, wet and cloudy and miserable.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
supposed to get
camo,
cold this
100.
week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, man. Missouri's like, hold my beer and watch this. I'll give you I'll give you a warm weather, then snatch it away. You know, but I don't know, man. I think differently than most people. I am a child of nature, so that's my happy place. I love being in the woods. I love being with my animal brothers and sisters, my cryptid brothers and sisters, my paranormal supernatural brothers and sisters. I love being with them. That's where I feel my happiness, my peace, my zen, whatever it is that you want to call it. I mean, everybody's got a different name for it, but that's mine. That's how I am. Oh yeah, yeah. Canoeing. I mean, canoeing a river is another way to do it. We have gotten so used to plopping our asses in these chairs surrounded by four walls that we forget what's out there. Um, really, we have. And that's something I think we need to reconnect with. That is why I'm very big on that type of Native American beliefs. Hey, Savage. Um,
Savage.
uh, is they're very in tune with nature. We, according to the Bible, we are shepherds of the nature. So when we take ourselves away from our job, hey Trisha, then we're taking away a part of us. We're created from nature. We're shepherds of nature. We need to get back to being with nature. I lived in the woods until I was off to college, like to do it in the military as well. Area J was a giant sandbar. Yeah, and I live out in the middle of the woods. You can't see my house from the road. I'm surrounded by woods, and I love it. I am not a concrete jungle person. I gotta have my woods. Yeah, yeah. I couldn't do Vegas, Bounty. I couldn't do it. I've never been there. I don't know if I'll ever visit Vegas. I just too much negativity there. Too much not good stuff. Going to buy tickets for the train. Oh man, yeah. So there is some really good nature stuff to do out there, Poncho. Branson is little Nashville. So there is a ton of stuff to do there. Shows, go karts. The list goes on and on. Zip lines and stuff like that. There's if you got the money, there's horse rides. Um, you know, but there's a lot of good nature stuff if you can find it out there, Poncho. There is nature trails around there you can walk. So that I mean, we're me and a brother of mine's trying to set up a canoeing trip. I love to sit back in my canoe or my kayak, and I'll drift with the river more than anything. And I'd look around. I look around the woods. I look around in the water. I love watching the fish go around and the crawfish and all that. That's my zen, man. That's my peace. Sitting on our butts watching YouTube. Yeah, Kevin. Or hosting them. Oh, heck yeah, Kim. Oh, come on, guys. Fluffy butt. Now you're the one that kicked it off. It's cold in here and you're shutting my heater off. You guys are a butt. Hey, Bolt. But I mean, that's just, I don't know. That's just me. That's just how I think. Since I was a little, I go outside in the spring or summer, warm. I love standing or dancing in the rain. I taught my girls that. You know, my girls were living with their mom, and it was raining outside one spring. It was a beautiful day. And I was like, let's go dance in the rain. And they're like, what? I said, come on, girls. When you guys were little, we used to dance in the rain together. Let's go dance in the rain. It was like, I don't know, Dad. I said, the lightning ain't striking. There's no thunder. It's safe. So I took them outside, and they were about 6 and 7 by then. And that's been our thing ever since, is to go dance in the rain. You know, I love to sit out in the rain and watch the storms coming in. Now, when the lightning strikes close, then I get my butt under my covered porch. But until then, I'll sit outside and watch the storms come in. I love watching that stuff. Caving. I love caving. Yeah, Marlene. I love caving. Absolutely. It is. It's that is another way. See, and people don't realize that is another way to reconnect with nature. Is by doing something as simple as dancing in the rain. You're still getting that energy. Rain washes away the impurities and cleanses the soul, much like sitting in nature does. That's just my thoughts. I don't know about yours on that, William, but that's how I look at it.
Yeah. Well, anytime you can connect to nature is the best time, to tell you the truth, whether it's in a rainstorm or even a lightning storm. Most of my power comes from the Thunder Being Society. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and Thunder Being Society, we harness the power of the thunderstorm. Um, and is that your beeping? Are you beeping?
Yeah, Fluffy Butt is sitting messing with my space heater. He'll get in
No.
front of it and he'll beep and say, I'm shutting off. Then he'll move away to beep and says I'm turning on. Then he gets back in front of it again. Little turd's causing a heat wave slash cold wave going on right now. Hey, Meadow. So, yeah, I mean,
Bolt gun. Bolt's got a good comment. Yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. No matter how they schedule it for the military, whether you're on maneuvers or whether you're on ops and all that, um, it doesn't matter. You're always going to have inclement weather, and yeah, it usually
yeah.
does rain.
We have an old
So
we have an old saying in the Marine Corps: if it ain't raining, we ain't training.
yeah, yeah, true.
Oh, that would be, yeah, Savage. That would be. I used to tell my kids the Thunder Bear will get you if you misbehave. Did they actually believe it? I'm kind of curious on that one. If they actually believed it. William, was that you peeping out from behind the thunderstorm pic of mine?
You'll never know. You'll never know. You'll never know. I mean, when I leave this flesh and blood suit, I'm going to be peeping in on everybody. So be prepared. That's
Yeah,
all I
both
can
you're
say. Be prepared.
William's going to come out from a storm cloud and thrash you with his big old tail. Behave, Corey. I have come
Hi,
back to
Tricia.
ensure that you behave. Thunder Bear. Kind of like me telling my kids chocolate milk comes from from chocolate cow. Oh God, I did that for a long time. Why are those cows brown and white, Daddy? Because they make chocolate milk. Are you kidding? No, man, they make chocolate milk. I had them believe. Oh my God, I had them believing that for so long.
That's like that. That's like the person that put the posted a picture of their whatever they call it, the ID on Facebook. You know how they animate your lookalike, and this woman posted a picture of her lookalike, her ID, her avatar, with the poopy emoji on the side of the face and a rainbow coming out of it. And she asked everybody, "What does this mean?" And if you can't get the idea from that picture, then then I don't know what to say. So,
Tanya, that's amazing. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm eating rainbows and shitting Skittles, or eating Skittles and shitting rainbows. Another way to put it. Yeah. It grows on trees. They wanted to pick some for supper after I told them. That is so mean, but funny.
and you all wonder why our kids are getting screwed up.
I had them scared to go potty in outhouses one time because I told them the story about the Biffy monster. We were camping, and he's like, "I need to go potty." I said, "All right, let's go up to the outhouse. We'll go potty." I was like, "But you gotta be careful." I said, "You don't want to goof off in there." They're like, "Why, Daddy?" I said, "Because the Biffy monster's going to get you." They're like, "What's the Biffy monster?" I said, "It's a monster made of poop and pee, and it comes up from the bottom and grabs you and sucks you in." And they're like, "Oh my God!" So I said, "Yeah, you don't want to goof off in there. You want to get your business done and get out." So while they were sitting in there, I was clawing on the side of the outhouse and making growling noises. Oh my God, it about died. Oh, getting stuffed with breaking rules growing up in Colorado. Heck yeah, Bounty.
Oh my God,
Yeah, don't
Corey.
fall in the outhouse. I told my daughter she used to be a monkey, but we shaved her, cut her tail. Oh my! So my oldest was a preemie, and she was a little hairy. So for a long time, I called her a Wookie, and I'd go, "Hi, oh, hi." She'd be like, "Dad," and start laughing. It's like, "You're my little Wookie." Yeah, yeah, Biffy Monster's gonna get you.
You guys are terrible.
That was a
You guys are
that was
terrible.
a that was a story we told new scouts when we go to scout camp in the summer. Is to warn them about the Biffy monster, and we'd mess with them. Oh. Oh man, we used to have a lot of fun, man. Yeah, it is fun to torment our kids, but at the same time, we're teaching them an important lesson. That is, be mindful.
What's that?
Yeah, be mindful. You never know what's going to come and get you. You always stay alert.
Oh,
We used to
God.
have fun trying to scare each other. That never worked on me, but I always got my kids really good. And then we used to have a morning ritual where it was we got to get Dad out of the burrito. So they would try to sneak in and scare me to wake me up in the morning. And I always heard them coming because they'd giggling and how they walk. So, I was like, all right, they're coming. So I'd act like I'm asleep, and then they'd sneak in the room, and I'd jump up, rah, scare the crap out of them. And then it was on. We was wrestling, and I'd wrap up in the blankets like a burrito. It's like we can't get up and eat breakfast until we get Dad out of the burrito. And it was just we would have so much fun when they were kids. What's really bad is recruiter told a young lady that the farmer up the road needs people to pick spaghetti from the trees. She told him to take her there. He did, and she went to see the farmer. Oh my God! Oh, that
Oh
the
man, that's
shit
terrible.
went from dogma.
That's
Oh man,
terrible.
yeah, that same concept, Urso. Same concept of the Biffy monster. Actually, that is a very good description.
Yeah, camo dad. With these people, you got to stay alert to stay alive. Trust me.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh, when it rained and thundered, my sister told me it was Care Bears and bumper cars. Man, every time it rained or thunder, I was always told it was Zeus or Thor. I can see that, Roxanne. I can really see that. A master practical joker like my Uncle Jim would get me thinking everything was a joke, then hit you with some reality. I will not confirm or deny somebody
that's
being that way as well.
yeah, and yep, I know the exact feeling of having somebody like that in a position of authority over you. So,
Yep. I want to start farming shrooms and provide medical shroom. Hey, yeah, man. I'm wanting to start making my own morels, to help with my stock, but I just ain't got the facility to do it. But yeah, no. And the sad thing is these little things we did to our, as we were children, it was done to us, or we did to our kids growing up. Every single one of them was actually a life learning lesson. It was fun. They may not have liked it at the time, but they laugh about it now. But I mean, it prepared you for the things out there in the world. So it's you're doing a twofold deal with that. We still have a lot of fun messing with each other. My family are trash talkers. We trash talk each other all the time. It's fun. We'll get to going on a huge tirade of trash talking each other. But I mean, it's a way we connect. It's fun and stuff like that. No, they don't, Savage. They really don't. And I think it's important to get back to that. Yeah. Um, but I mean, that's back to what William and I've talked about many a times is get back to growing your own stuff. Quit buying it from the
oh boy,
store. Like I need
knew
to
you
quit
were
buying
there.
it from the store. Found it.
Yeah, I knew it was there.
Good one or bad one?
Oh no, this is not a good. This is. I'll play it to you guys. This is the elemental. I'll show you. Man, that back
All right.
wall's a mess though. Hold on. Let me upload it so I can show you guys. Uh,
Tanya, I'll agree 100%. Um, I like to trash talk and wrestle in relationships. I think it's fun, but it can get to be exactly what you're talking about. I agree 100%. I've met people who I took around my friends and they would get nervous thinking we were all about to get into a fist fight. Yeah, ours get that way too, Corey. But it's with the right people and the right energy. Hey, Joe. Um, oh, dude, we were just talking about Ireland a bit ago, man. Man, each time I've been to Ireland, it's been raining, so I hadn't had a chance to enjoy a lot of stuff. But I am going to make my way back to Ireland at some point in time because I want to check out the fairy mounds and the stuff like that, and all the supernatural stuff that's in there. But Ireland is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful place, and that's why I wrote it in Saga Grimson Book 2, Black Death, is because I have a lot of love of Ireland, and I'm part Irish too, so. It does. I mean, I've been there two times. I've been there 2 times, and each time it rained. Yeah.
Damn it.
There you go,
All
Tanya.
right.
Yeah. But it's good to have you in here, Joe.
All right. I hope you're still there.
Oh, I didn't record.
No, well, it did, but it didn't save it.
Ireland's
Ooh,
beautiful. Scotland's another beautiful place I've been. I love Scotland too. Um, you know,
come on.
you're welcome, bud. I want to
Come
go
on.
back there, and I did a lot of investigation
Show
there. On the
yourself.
Scottish side, my family hailed from the Wallace clan. I'm not sure on the Irish side of it, but I've been trying to research that. That's been a difficult one. But I mean, I'm primarily Norse and Dane, but um, I do have Scottish and Irish and stuff like that in there. Definitely, yeah, 100%, 100% camo. But it was beautiful. Now, don't one part of Ireland I got to enjoy. We won't talk about on here, but there is some advantages, even though it was raining, that I got to partake of whenever I was in Ireland. I've always wanted to live in New Zealand, out in the. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. But
Come
New
on, King.
Zealand is shut off now to that side of the world, if I remember correctly. I can't say that, Savage. There's always an opportunity if you can find a way. Scottish and Welsh, heck yeah. That's a good combo right there. I used to use my closest friends to get away from someone trying to tag along. I can see that, Corey. I can see that, bro. You're 92% Irish? Heck yeah, man. Start calling you our little leprechaun. It's been Trixie. I have a pic of Backbone. He disappears and reappears when he feels the need. Huh. That's interesting, Downey. We landed in Ireland on our way from the Gulf. Yep, same here, Bolt. We was locked and loaded on tarmac. Never did know that was going on. Oh man, yeah. A lot of times that was Ireland was a stopping point for us to and from. Joe says my dad is Maori from New Zealand. Gorgeous people. Yeah, uh, very traditional. Um, very traditional people too. Fierce warriors. They're very fierce warriors. You're 2% Irish, Vaughn or Van. Heck yeah. I am a leprechaun. See, there you go. So I got you. I got you. I can't even afford to go outside of the state, much less the country. I get that, Savage. I do. I mean, I'm in that boat now. I'm living before paycheck to before paycheck right now. Just way things are, just it's hurting. I had DNA test done. I'm 100% full blooded asshole. Corey. At one Christmas party, a gong man said his tire was flat. A person said, "Turn it around," and and you'll be okay. The young man said, "I never thought about that. People can't believe." He said, "Oh my God, yeah, I figured you out. I got you."
Hold
Savage, you're
on.
Scottish Irish, just Irish, or just Scottish. Well, I mean, the Irish and the Scots are cousins. So, I mean, in all actuality, they're cousins. It's so expensive now; it's hard to have to say no often to the. Yeah, I get that, man. Trust me, I know. It doesn't help. My youngest is graduating this year, so I mean, I'm trying to bleed, blood from a turnip. Camo. It didn't record still.
No, I'm trying to get it to where it's where it gives me the room to do it, but it won't let me delete some of the other recordings.
Interesting.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Tanya, I have a daughter that's 100% a glow stick and a red Solo cup. Man, we used to have what we called our we call them Viking dinner nights. The last training that we did in the Marines before we went to war to the combat zone, we always had what's called Viking dinner night, and we would helo in a bunch of food and alcohol, and just have a night of complete partying. I mean, we feasted like Vikings and stuff like that. But we'd have glow sticks that we were signaling the CH-53s into the LZ, and eventually there may or may not have been a lot of alcoholic or adult beverages partaken of during this decision making, but we decided to cut open glow sticks with our K bars, sprinkle it over our bodies, and run around like we're glowing Martians. It was a fun night. My aunt informed me of a bunch of family info a few days ago. I don't know what to believe now. What's real? What's government crap? Who's real? Who's not? Oh man, bounty. I get that. My dad used to tell me I'm his scraping tomboy. Scrapping tomboy. I can see that. Joe says my husband and I put kids first, but the food prices is mad. Yeah, definitely. I'm 3%
Oh,
Norwegian. I have the cold. Oh no.
seriously.
Hey, there you go though. Come on, guys, quit messing with my space heater, dude. My youngest is graduating and off to college. My level of poverty went deep. Same here, man. My oldest is in college. My youngest is getting ready to graduate and go to college. Oh, I feel you. American Mexican half
Monster
Irish with a
yourself.
small percent of Oh man, Pendleton. Oh man,
There
she
we
was born at
go.
Pendleton.
Okay.
Oh man, what are we gonna do with you, Tanya? Did their daddy ever tell you about Viking dinner nights? I don't know if they did it there. We did with our unit. I was with 2-3, and in 2-3 we had Viking dinner nights at the end of our trainings. Oh gosh, Corey.
I don't know why the hell
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
saving for me.
That is maybe it's not wanting you to. I don't know, man. That's interesting. Oh, you were. I read that wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tanya. I read that wrong. Uh, this daughter. Okay. My dang. I keep forgetting I've got these bifocals, and sometimes when I'm looking up, it blurs it. And I've got to remember that I got to tuck my head down so I can read everything correctly. A lot of times I'm looking through it through the bottom part, and I'm kind of guessing what everybody's. He has a lot of stories. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. My friends would tell me to make me mad, or I would sacrifice them. I will please the sun god. Yeah, one of the things I want to build out here is a old school Viking longhouse for parties and get-togethers, because I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be really fun to just to have them old Viking style get-togethers. Say TG. Um, I can see you being a glow stick, though. I can see you being a glow stick. TG says bad people are unhappy, tends to have dark hearts, has no light, just anger. Yes, exactly. And that's why I say it's very important to recenter yourself,
Whoa.
to expel the negativity and take in the positivity. And that's one way of connecting with Mother Earth is that's process. I'm at the corner of the property and happy to see a beaver still lives there. Old one used to make snoring noises as he ate. Oh, that is so cool.
Damn it.
Oh. Okay, good, Tanya. Okay. I got confused there for a second. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've got two girls. I got two beautiful girls. I was always wanting a son, but I was blessed with two daughters. I hope you ordered the logs to make the longhouse because I don't think your guest would like. Yeah, no kidding. Uh, yeah, I want to build one because I think it'd be fun to have get-togethers at in a old school longhouse. I'll send you a video later. Good ideas for a longhouse that's very okay. Hell yeah, Cambo. Thank you, bro. Guys, I found an old book I bought years ago called "Shit My Dad Used to Say." Oh my! You got to record some of those readings and put on your page, Corey. You got to do that. Take a boat, reverse it, and that will be the roof. Viking house made must use a boat. Uh, I've never known them to use a boat. That's interesting. I'm trying to picture that. Take a boat, reverse it, and that will be the roof. Oh, you mean flip it upside down? That'll be the roof. Viking house must use a boat.
Oh
I never
man.
know. Everything I've always seen, they never used a boat, but they did for burials. I knew they did for burials, not for roofs of longhouses, though. That's interesting.
He's just sitting over my shoulder, relaxing. I gotta load this up. I gotta see if I can save this somehow.
Heck yeah.
I
That's
got a
what I
little
meant by it
person
being
sitting on the
tricky.
shelf above me. And then I got the
Huh.
elemental that I always tell you guys that stands next to me, standing next to me.
Interesting, Bounty. She says that's what I meant by it's being Trixie Williams pick issue. It might be like the back or Black Bones pick I have. He disappears. Oops, he disappears from picks and reappears. It's annoying. Thanks for raising the vibration, Eric. Was very heavy when I said hello. You're welcome, Twisted. That's what we're here for. Positivity is so important. You know, and that's what William and I love to do. We love to bring people up. We don't just like giving people knowledge. We love to lift people up. We used to have a log house on an island in the river for years. We used to go there as kids, but it got flooded out. Oh man, you got to build a new one, Kimbo. I always liked the dragon head on the front of the. Well, that's a very big misconception. They don't. They not all of them had the dragon heads. That was a common one, but not all of them had dragon heads. A lot of them had different types of stuff on the front of them too, and they were always or they were always able to take them off because when they came into lands, they didn't want to scare away the spirits that was on there. So before they came to land, they would take the heads off the boat so they wouldn't scare away the spirits. A house is a here she sent to carry you all ship are named to carry you on the wave, land, and water. Huh. Yeah, man, I've never heard that's interesting. I've never heard that. Heck yeah. Like I said, I knew they used the boats and burials, but I just didn't know they used them for roofs of longhouses because everything I've seen, where they've always built it. That was
It's
shaped
not
like a
letting me
boat. It
save it,
just
damn it. It's not letting me
that's
save it at all.
weird. That's weird, man.
I go under recently added video. I go under SLS camera and it's not saving it at all.
So that is a lot of ancient cultures. The house is like the womb. That's why you face the opening of your lodge to the east, because the east is the direction of birth. So when you come from your home, it's like being reborn. And when you go back into your home, it's like going back into the womb of your mother. It's supposed to be a way for you to rejuvenate yourself and become reborn again. That's a lot of ancient cultures. That is the customs. Most commonly, we would know it as the Native American side. Um, but yes, that is very, very common to for it to be. It does, camo hit. Yeah, it sounds like it is. I think it's probably messing with his phone because it doesn't want to be recorded. I agree. It definitely sounds camera shy. It's my French.
Usually
We
when I
specify
recorded, it's
all that is male or female. Yeah.
usually when I
What's that, bro? Sorry.
recorded, it allows me to record it, but it's not letting me upload it. That's for damn sure. Let's see.
Sorry. I didn't know the rest of it. I know bits and pieces. I didn't know how or why we're all since my aunt's talk. It makes more sense now. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very important. The entrance to my home faces the east. Anytime I set up my tent or my pop up camper, I always have the entrance facing the east. Heard that Alice went down the hole with the rabbit. She went nuts after finding the truth at the end of the hole, and then destroys the rabbit and made him into rabbit stew. And she now has his lucky foot. That's a weird twist, man. Bounty says, "Yep, it's Trixie William." There are some around me that I have to ask permission to show their image before I do so. Others refuse to be named to anyone else. I know them though. Yeah, I get that, Urso. Yeah, I can see that. Now I thought I just heard thunder off in the distance to the southwest. I know it's that time of year for storms, but it's kind of like, man, I want a break. You want some treats? Come here, Shadow. Come here, Shadow. Hold on. I'll get back to your comments here in a second, guys. Shadow wants some treats. Your guys' treats are in the living room. I have to go get them in a little bit. Shadow. 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 Meow meow. Meow meow. No, Fluffy Butt, you had yours already. Snow, I have to go to the living room and get your guys's. These are the kitty cat's treats. People say my collection is weird. I mean, it's only weird if you want it to be. It's yours. Alice has never figured out what was the hole. When she started looking into it, she lost her mind. Huh. I've never heard of that. I don't, Bud, yours is in the living room. I don't have your guys's in here. I thought I did, but we must have ate them all. You're just going to have to wait. Yeah, you're just going to have to wait. You guys don't need no more treats. You guys had your treats.
I guess they don't want to be on camera.
Yeah, probably
That
not.
sucks. That
Knives,
sucks.
daggers, and swords. Heck yeah. Watch does William's face turn red when he tries to take a pic, or is it just me? William's always red. What are you talking about?
Yeah. There ain't no way in hell I'm paying that.
That's, man. Yeah, I don't know how you're going to be able to record that.
Oh, I will. I'll have to wait till tonight.
Yeah.
I'll have to conjure up a thunderstorm or something, but I'll get it tonight. I'll videotape it tonight, and I'll upload it for the channel tomorrow.
Heck yeah. Someone here, they don't want seeing them. Yeah, it's what it sounds like. Is they're preventing him from recording them. It's like they don't want to be recorded. Which, I mean, I get that.
Well, no, they'll let me record it, but they won't let me do anything with the recording.
Interesting.
But I literally over my shoulder here. Here, I'll move the computer here. Hold on a second. If I don't drop some things. Up there, you see that little shelf up in the corner?
Yeah.
That's where I have some chaga and stuff stored for me. And basically, it was sitting up there with its legs crossed, like it's sitting on the shelf looking down at the computer. All right.
I have nothing in front of me. I don't have anything in here today. Oh. Oh, dude's messing with my whiskey bottle. That's my whiskey. Oh, I know what it is. Oh, daggone it. Yeah, I keep forgetting to do that. They drink up the contents that I keep out for my fallen brothers and sisters, and I keep forgetting to refill it.
Well, you better refill
That's
it.
why. That's why you're messing with my whiskey bottle. Give me a second. Let me clean the glass out, and I'll get you some.
I got to figure out what's going on with this, though. Oh, that could have something to do with it. Somebody turned off that function.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Hey, Tracy.
Battery on this device is low.
There you go, guys. I'm sorry. I did forget to refill it. There you go.
Well, that's my front door camera.
Now let's trust the rabbit, but the rabbit was already insane. The reason they got lost was because the rabbit was insane in the first place due to the holes he found during the COVID days. Huh. Joanne says there are ducks there. So you got your beavers and your ducks, Joanne. Heck yeah. Hey, Michelle.
Now you're sitting across.
Quick.
All right, it's sitting across from me. Okay. Oh no, I know who's there now. Okay. Good to see you, grandfather. All right.
Savage wants to know any quick flashes of light.
Now, there's always quick flashes of light. I have better. In fact, let me turn this light off. I have better effect when I'm in the dark.
Yeah, I know, Corey. I got it refilled.
Tell you what, there's all kinds of stuff here. Wow.
Heck yeah. I forgot to do my tradition. I got to go dark for a second.
Anyways, everybody, I'm trying. Hold on. Hold on.
I forgot to do my tradition when I top that off.
Like I can remember a password when I'm doing this stuff.
That's no joke, man. Well, it sucks that I had to reset my password for my.
Yeah. Like I said, I could barely sometimes remember my name.
Mm. I had to reset my password to my work computer the other day because I was building some signs. And I'm like, crap, now I hope I can remember it. Every 6 months, we have to reset our password on our work computers because they're encrypted. And it's like every time, I'll mess it up. Sometimes I get locked out and I got to call IT to get me unlocked. Only in my room do I smell it. Outside of it, no females here. Roomies asleep. Interesting, or so.
Now you're gonna start screaming at me, huh? Okay.
It's always interesting, like with paranormal stuff. Sometimes I'll smell stuff like chocolate, cigars, cigarette smoke, or the list goes on of different smells that's not common for that place. But for some reason, during a paranormal investigation, I'll smell weird stuff, and usually I get a lot of paranormal activity when I do. What else could it mean to you, or so? What else is it used for? Oh, you've been making corn chowder? I think I'm going to have some fried taters with jalapeno cheddar kibasas today.
All right, I think I got it fixed. I got to turn the light back on.
She lost her chomper munchers again.
You could be like me. Oh, you get off of there. Get away from my coffee. That's my coffee.
It was after my bottle, man.
My coffee.
It was after my adult beverage. And that's because I forgot to refill it. So, I can't be mad at him.
All right, come on now. Yeah, I see the orbs. A ton of them, too.
Yeah.
This whole room's filled with them. Just like that picture you showed earlier.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. There's a ton of them. And I've got this black background over top of this window here that goes to the outside, and I've got it stuffed full of cardboard. So it's a sound, dampening thing. And anyways, let me see here. Let's see if I can get.
That sounds good, Tracy. Yeah, Teresa. That's very, very common.
Oh, you cocky little. It's sitting there like it's lounging in a lounge chair, like it's modeling, like it's striking a pose, literally.
Yeah. He's like, you can record me now.
Oh, now he's doing the great thinker pose. He's doing the great thinker pose where he puts his hand here on his chin.
Shall I allow you to record me?
Come on, show yourself again so I can show the pretty people. I got to show the pretty people. Come on. Come on, buddy. One more time. Give it a good one. Strike a pose. Do the Arnold Schwarzenegger pose. That's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come with me if you want to leave.
Go get to the chopper.
Come on, you can do it. Do the Conan pose. Do the Conan pose. There you go. Good job. No, yeah, no, not that. That's gay looking. Stop it.
That's
Okay,
interesting,
hold on.
Urso. I'd be kind of worried about that.
All right, it says video
Yeah,
saved.
I've got the jalapeno cheddar kibasas that I use with my fried taters.
Not the
I
kielbasa,
have
it's just the
hamburger meat
kibasas.
kibasas. Yep. Hey, Roger. Bounty's
Okay,
laughing.
let's see if it
Tracy.
saved it. Let me see if it saved it.
Probably a good idea, Urso. Probably a really good idea. Oh yeah,
Are you kidding me?
that sounds good.
Oh, you're messing with me big time. I'm not liking that.
I have black bean veggie burgers. Ah, they are spicy. Yeah, I can't. I've tried them black bean ones. I can't do that. And Urso, no gay poses. No, it don't, Corey. Great sense of humors never go away. No. Rabbit's good eating, though. Rabbit's really good eating. Nope, you can keep the sauerkraut, man. I can't do that sauerkraut. Go, get in the chopper. I love spicy stuff, Tracy. I love, like last night, I finished off the last of my biscuits and gravy. I had my Frank's hot sauce out, man. I covered that in my Frank's hot sauce and ate it. Oh, yeah. That was supposed to be.
I'm gonna send it to you in the messenger app. That's just one of them.
Okay, bro.
See if you can upload it.
People,
Still waiting for the other one.
I got to pop my Facebook back up.
Get to the chopper.
Mm-hmm. We started a thing. It'll show up later, Williams, what Corey says. I can't do sauerkraut, man. No, I can't do sauerkraut. All right, Vaughn. I'll be back. Dang, my computer froze up. Oh man, I love rabbit jerky, rabbit stew, rabbit dumplings, barbecued rabbit. Hey, Forrest, you're just 3 away from 1,000. Yeah, you had 1,000 last week. I thought. Did it change again?
Yeah, well, they took me away from 1,000. Now I'm down to 996 again.
Okay, there we go. Got it. I think yes. Got it. Okay, let me move that over here. Let me open this up. Flounder is good too. I haven't had flounder in a long time. He was one away last weekend. Oh wow! Hey, I got a couple hours of sleep.
Now this is some bullshit.
Why are you not letting me save this? There it goes. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll get back to your comments. I'm trying to download and save the video that William sent.
Bear meatloaf.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I don't want to see that meatloaf singer bare naked. That's for damn sure. So watch that chunky monkey jump all over the stage and scream.
I haven't had bear in so long. Man, I love bear meat.
So Riley, they did the same thing to you that they did to me. They took 4 or 6 people off of your 1,000 subscribers, and bumped you down below 1,000 again. That's what they did to me. So
I haven't checked mine in a while. I think I was hitting 680, but I don't remember. I haven't looked at it in so long.
let me see what it says now.
Okay, I'm uploading your video.
Yeah, now it says 997. So I'm 3 shy of 1,000 again.
Oh wow!
And
Yeah,
they're
I can
doing
see it
that. They're
now.
doing that on purpose. They're doing that on purpose, and that's what sucks.
Okay, your video's uploaded. You want me to go ahead and play it? You
Sure,
just
go ahead.
uploaded. All right. Oops. Dang it. There we go. Huh. You had 3 of them there, it looked like.
Yep. And that's just part of the activity. If I could get this other one uploaded, that'd be a good thing too. But I don't know if it'll let me. If I could get this other one uploaded.
Dude, rabbit meat's good eating. So is squirrel.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Get the drive-in theater. Yeah, man, I remember doing it, hiding in the car trunks of cars when I was little to go to drive-in theaters. Yeah, man. I do. I like eating bear. Bear's good eating. I tell you another. I miss elk too. Elk's really good. So is buffalo. Oh, rattlesnake's good eating. Yeah, rattlesnake's good eating. Bison burgers are bomb. Bison steaks are good too. Or eating bison steaks. Dude, gator. If gator is cooked right, or so gator is wow. Gator's good. Yeah, I haven't had a good bison burger in a long time. Plus, they watch the chat. Also, I know a few people on podcast were taken down and was in YouTube jail. It happened right in front of them after they took down a comment. No kidding.
Are you kidding? Yeah, they're starting to strike at people that speak out. That's for sure.
Huh.
Powers that be want to control it. What we talk
I'm a
about, what
hunter.
we think, what we buy, what we eat, what we do, everything. They seek the ruin of mankind.
Shark's good. You haven't had shark in a long time either. I've never had rabbit. Seems I should have, but then again, I'm a city person disconnected. Rabbit's really good, man. And you can pressure cook a rabbit and mix it with barbecue sauce and make a good rabbit burger out of it too, or rabbit like a pulled rabbit burger. It's really good.
Pfeffer.
Hassan Pfeffer. Thank you, Urso. All views and expressions are not necessarily expression or views of Nighthawk High Strangeness.
I don't
Thank
think I'm
you,
going to have
Teresa.
any more expressions and views for a while.
Corey says,
Thank you,
William, I
Trish.
captured my grandfather on Connect. I said, if that's you, pick the dead blooms off the pansies. And he went right to that trailer and started plucking them just like he used to. Yeah, I'm a carnivore. I'm a straight up 98% of my diet's meat. I'm a carnivore. I'm a damn Tyrannosaurus Rex. I can't do oysters, man. Oysters hurt my guts. Well, they used to back when I had ulcers, and I haven't tried them since. Can't remember who was telling me that my hat reminded them of Jesse the Body Ventura off of Predator, and I started laughing. I was like, I had never thought about that before. Bunny burgers, I don't eat my friends. I'll eat them for you. It'll be all right. I don't want to eat mermaid either, so yeah, no, I don't want to do that either. Deer venison, I love venison. I had venison last week. The guy who gave me the meat, he didn't butcher it right, so it's kind of tough. So I had to pound it out. But man, I fried that up in some bacon grease. Woo, buddy, that was killer. I didn't taste cow until I was 9. Oh wow, I didn't like it very much. Tasted like death. A lot of oh man, it wasn't cooked right then. Ooh, yeah, I can see that. We hunt everything up here except Sasquatch and yeah, same here. Same here, Riley. Yeah, I mean, I'm a hunter gatherer. I love hunting and gathering off my land. Oh man, yeah. I've had ostrich once, Savage, and I laughed because it wasn't nothing like they said it was. It wasn't bad, but man, that thing was tough as hell. And I had it that one time and I was fine with it. I didn't want it anymore. Yeah, that's what I had last night. I had medium night before. The night before, I had some medium rare steaks. Yeah, I mean, it was like butter. I have seen someone looking over my shoulder with hands on my shoulders. Can't see it, but has good vibes. You'd be surprised how many times with paranormal activities you can actually feel them interact with you. Yeah, this stuff will make you a sex. Yeah, yeah. I was trying not to say that part of it, but yes, Corey, that's exactly what I was thinking. That is, yeah. Our carnivore except for rabbits. Man, I'll eat all the rabbits. I like squirrel and dumplings too. Oh, dude, yes, Roger, yes. Oh God, squirrel gravy is the bomb on a good honey or a buttered biscuit. Oh man, oh yeah, it could be, Roxanne. It very well could be. Especially if that's the vibe that you're getting off of it. I would say you're probably pretty close to right. People don't
I'm gonna
realize it, but
try this
rattlesnake is
again.
very yes, it is. Um, yes, Savage, you're absolutely right. I love eating grilled rattlesnake. Oh man, we'll fry up dandelions like we do our mushrooms. Oh man, that's killer. Man, fried mushrooms with some garlic salt on it. Oh man, that is some killer stuff to eat right there. My grandmother on my father's side visits me and strokes my hair. Oh, that is so cool, Teresa. That is awesome. And I get a chance to make it down to Florida to see an army brother of mine. We're going to go gator and python hunting, and we're going to grill up some python while we're there and some gator tail. We're going to sell a lot of it for money, but yeah, we're definitely grilling some of it too. Bones suck, but snake is good, salted with pepper and black garlic. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a fish, man. You got to worry about the bones. But yeah, you're right. It's good eating, though. I'm going to have to eat some food to make it. You haven't eaten yet either. So I'm actually, I got a kick out of Jessica's show last night. So I'm going to be making something for lunch. And then I was like, I'm going to be sending her a picture of it just because I want to be ornery. Grilled rattlesnake and rainbow trout cooked over the fire. Some dandelions with boiled onions. That does sound good. The best way I found to cook trout is to take lemons and butter and put them inside of the trout, wrap it up in aluminum foil, and put it on the grill. That is the best way I found to eat trout. They do here too, Riley. Here in Missouri, yeah, just about everybody's got a minimum of at least one hunting rifle. Then I got my this is Sparta sword sitting up here given to me by a good brother for helping him out. So, oh wow, my YouTube is checking out. Let's get back. There we go. Hey, Woo, how's it going? Oh man, we're at 2 hours and 7 minutes already. We're banging.
Yeah, just keep on going because you never know. I might just fade out.
No, we're good, man. This is
trying to get this to upload. Come on. All right, I got it saved to the program.
okay.
Let me see if it downloaded for me.
Ah, that's my ear. Yeah, we are. So no, you don't can't. You already French kissed me once this morning to wake me up. You don't need to be doing that again. That's nasty when you do that. I don't like it. You know it. I think that's why you do it. You're acting so innocent right now. You're far from innocent, dude. They don't know you like I know you.
I'm trying to
Oh,
watch the video to see if this is the one that I got the elemental on. Hold on.
okay.
One of them's 3 minutes in length, and the other one's a minute, almost 2 minutes in length. Come on.
No worries, Camel. Sounds good, Maureen.
Oh, I got the one
Put
of my
bacon and butter
grandfather.
inside of the trout and cook it. Oh, that sounds good, Tanya.
Come on. Be there. Be
Oh
there.
no. Yes, sir. So 100. He tries to pretend like he's innocent when he's around you guys, but he's far from innocent.
You
Him
can
and Boar
tell
got in a
whatever is.
wrestling match.
You can tell it's messing with the pixels on the camera. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, him and Boar got in a wrestling match on the bed this morning, so I had to join in. So the three of us were wrestling before I got up. Salmon and olive oil and butter cooking slow, out of this world. Oh wow. Yeah, Savage Buffalo is absolutely great. Yeah. One thing I miss about being in Hawaii is the seafood. The seafood was so much cheaper over there, man. I was eating squid and crab and lobster and shrimp like crazy and seaweed. Yes.
There's one I'm going to send
Yes.
you. I'm going to send you
Okay.
the. Oh, wait a minute. Don't mind my messy desk. It's actually a table.
No worries.
No comments on my housekeeping.
You ought to see my desk right now. I've got cords sticking out for charging stuff. I've got notepads out because I've been writing stuff.
This is a 3-minute one that I'm sending you.
Okay. If you guys are ever in the Missouri, Southwest Missouri area, a place to go visit is called Dowd's Catfish House in Lebanon, Missouri. They have banging catfish there. It is good. Yeah, yeah.
You're going to
We do a
see
lot of
all
wrestling
kinds
around.
of orbs.
Sweet.
And it's not dust because I don't have anything floating in the air right now. You're going to see little
Yep.
people, a little person of mine on one of my lights, and you're going to see my picture of my great-great-grandfather sitting bull on the one picture. And then you're going to see also in the vortex print behind me, the portal, you're going to see an elemental laying there, and then on the shelf behind me. So you're going to see a lot of activity.
That's awesome. Oh man, yeah, I love good crawfish. Boiled crawfish and garlic butter. Oh man, that stuff is the way to go. Of course, I like crab and lobster and garlic butter too, though. In Japan, they have this drink. It is a water that was soaked in seaweed for 100 years, 150 years, something like that. And it was a cloudy color. But you talk about refreshing and rejuvenating. Man, that seaweed water they had in Japan was so good. So good. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to pop up. Unless it's not going to ding me. Okay, no, it hasn't popped up yet.
I sent you another one too.
All right, bro. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to ding me. Let me know it came across. It hasn't done it yet. But I can't remember what that seaweed water was called there in Japan. But man, it was good. Oh, Maui, yeah, yeah. Ono and Maui they're good. Hey, yeah, crawfish. God, man, I need to get back to the lake and get my crawfish trap out. I need some good crawfish. My daughter, for her birthday and graduation party, she wants to have a crawfish brawl. So I was like, man, you need to get a hold of your Uncle Josh. He knows how to get the stuff. I like spearfishing and Hawaii. Just gotta watch for. Oh man, eels and sharks. Yeah, barracudas. Yeah, sea snakes, stingrays. I ain't so worried. Oh, there it is. I'm not so worried about the sea snakes, but yeah, everything else. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, now that last one I sent you is only about a minute long, but it's got a good couple captures on it.
I'm downloading it to my computer now. Okay. There it is.
All right, I think I got it fixed. I got to turn the light back on. You could be like me and you get off of there. Get away from my coffee.
I remember that conversation.
It's my coffee. You stay away from my coffee.
Okay. Now, Come over here. Oh, I just got another one that you sent me. I'll get to it here in a second. Let me upload this one here. Okay, that one's uploaded. Let me get to your other one. See, the 3-minute, 17-second one's uploading now.
Okay, yeah, you can put that on first. That'd be a good one. Because you're going to see all kinds of orbs and stuff in that one too. And that you cannot see with the naked eye unless unless you have an innate ability.
Yep. Guys, I'll get to your chats here in a moment. I can't leave the upload, otherwise it'll quit.
Savage ate seal in sushi style. Ooh. Hopefully it wasn't electrified seal.
Okay.
Catfish in Texas. Oh man, I'll tell you what. Catfish is really good when you do it the right way. Oh man. It's phenomenal.
Okay. The first one is processing, so it's about done. And I'm uploading the third one now. The third one may be done before the second one because of it being shorter, but they're both processing. Right. Okay. So the first one is done. Let me get this other one finished. So I don't. Okay. The 3-minute, 17-second one's ready. Just let me know and I'll play it.
Yeah, you can go ahead and play it.
Okay. Here we go. For some reason, during a paranormal investigation, I'll smell weird stuff. And usually I get a lot of paranormal activity when I do. What else could it mean to you or so? What else is it used for? You've been making corn chowder? I think I'm going to have some fried taters with jalapeno cheddar kielbasa's today.
All right, I think I got it fixed. I got to turn the light back on.
She lost her jumper muncher.
You could be like me. Oh, you get off of there. Get away from my coffee. That's my coffee. You stay away from my coffee.
It was after my bottle, man. It was after my adult beverage. And that's because I forgot to refill it.
All right, come on now. Yeah, I see the orbs. There's a ton of them, too. This whole room's filled with them.
Yeah,
just like that picture you showed earlier.
Definitely. Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of them. And I've got this black background over top of this window here that goes to the outside, and I've got it stuffed full of cardboard. So it's a sound, dampening thing. Mm-hmm. And anyways, let me see here. Let me see if I can get.
That sounds good, Tracy.
There he is. I mean, that's very, very cool. Oh, you cocky little. Jesus. It's sitting there like it's lounging in a lounge chair, like it's modeling, like it's striking a pose, literally.
Yeah. He's like, you can record me now.
Oh, now he's doing great thinker pose. He's doing the great thinker pose where he puts his hand here on his chin. Come on, show yourself again so I can show the pretty people. I got to show the pretty people. Come on. Come on, buddy. One more time. Good one. Strike a pose. Do the Arnold Schwarzenegger pose. That's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come on, you can do it. Do the Conan pose.
What kind of pizza you have?
Do the Conan pose. There you go. Good job. No, yeah, no, not that. That's gay looking. Stop it. Okay, hold on.
Dude, that was a lot of orb activity.
Yes, it was. I'm telling you, man, we have it here, but 99% of it is not malevolent at all. None. Um, and it's really amazing, especially in this room. That it's amazing because it gives me an energy. It energizes me to actually keep on going. And they're just basically watching out for me. I mean, I've had them around me my whole life. The little people, and if you saw, they vary in size. Okay, they literally vary in size. And you saw one of the elementals behind me in this backdrop here of a portal, just laying there, like it was laying there on a sofa, relaxing. So it's like, eh, anybody that does not believe that this stuff exists, um, is because they are so far removed from the spirituality of the connectiveness of everything. And that's why I try to teach people to take their shoes off when they're outside, and kind of get that earth between your toes, and feel it. Feel that grass, and the mud, and stuff on, after it rains. And I people just don't understand the kind of energy that they can get from just doing that once or twice a week, and the effect that it'll have on your abilities to interact with the supernatural and see the supernatural. When I was in the military, I went to Japan for a little bit, and I experienced a lot in Japan. More of the smaller elemental types, like 3 foot tall type of entities. Um, it's all around us, and for us to have the ability to interact with them and to see them. And yes, I may be on death's door. I may go tonight, I may go tomorrow, I may go next year. Okay, I don't know. The way I'm feeling, I'm hoping I go soon, because I don't want this pain and this vertigo suffrage that I'm going through, because I literally, Eric, every minute of the day that I'm awake, I feel like I'm falling out of a perfectly good aircraft, free falling. And that sensation, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The way that feels. And anybody that's skydived knows the way that feels, you know. And I've constantly have that. And last week when we were on together, I told you all that I felt like my spirit was actually wanting to leave my body in the middle of the podcast. So these are sensations that make me feel that I'm closer to being a part of that world. You know what I mean? So that's why they're gathering around me, because they want to guide me, they want to protect me, because they protected me my whole life, you know, from every evil you could think of, including, and I hate to get into this subject, but even including child molestation. Okay, so they I don't know what to say. They protect me. They're not malevolent in any way when it comes to me. So it's really something when I can get them on camera and I see them sitting on my lights and sitting on the shelf, and it just it gives me a feeling of comfort, knowing that somebody is keeping an eye on me and keeping me in their how do I want to say it, in their care, you know what I mean, and just kind of watching out for me. So you can go ahead
Mhm.
and play the second one if you want.
Okay. I want to answer a couple real quick questions to Roxanne. She hasn't sent me any pictures yet, so I don't have them. Um, Bounty, depends on where in Missouri you're going. Let me know where you're going to be at in Missouri, and I can give you some ideas. Um, um, so I just wanted to hit those questions up real quick. I was trying to get
What's
caught
on
up
the
on the
other
comments.
side? Riley
Yeah,
wanted to know what's on the other side.
yeah.
Hmm. A what's on the other side is whatever you want it to be. That I can say for sure. Um, Sometimes we are placed in a situation when we leave this world and this body, this disease susceptible body that can't live forever. Um, Sometimes we're meant to come back and relearn some things. So it's literally whatever we believe it to be. Um, the Creator, God, whatever you want to call him, Jesus, Yeshua, Yahweh, whatever you want to call him, Buddha, it doesn't matter to me. I call him the Creator because the Creator is the ultimate being. He's the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Okay, and he created everything. Okay, that's why on Friday night with the Demiurge, I tried to explain people that he is a false god. It's a false god. There I go with the he thing again. It's a false god. Okay, plain and simple. It may be three quarters God and one quarter something else, but it's a false god. It's not the creator. Okay, the creator can wipe out the creation with just a swipe of its wishing. You know. Um, So, but if you believe that there's a heaven, there's going to be a heaven. Okay. If you believe you're going to be with Jesus, you're going to be with Jesus. Okay. If you believe that the afterlife is a vast, beautiful open meadow with flowers and butterflies and people laughing and having fun and not worrying about war and pestilence and disease, then heaven's going to be that. Okay. We all were gifted by the Creator, by God, the Almighty, with the divine spark within us. So it's literally whatever we think will make us happy. Okay. And if you want to call it heaven, call it heaven. Okay, because it is technically heaven. Okay, you're going to be there with the Creator in heaven and all of His creation. Okay, so when we leave this body, it's not something to fear. Fear I've said this 1,000 times on this channel. Fear is what the demiurge wants you to have because it feeds off of the fear. Okay, and all of its minion, whatever you call them, demons, reptilians, whatever. Whether that fear is in the form of spiritual fear and they feed off of that energy, or whether it's in the form of adrenochrome and they feed off of the blood and the adrenochrome for that energy, whether it's blood and flesh, okay, and they feed off of that. Fear is the encapsulation of humanity right now in this world. That's why we have so much war. We have places like the CDC or the World Health Organization or the World Economic Foundation and the UN creating all this chaos and all this despair and making humanity in every country in the world and every religion in the world afraid. They feed off of your fear. That's why we have places like BlackRock that are the most powerful investing firm in the world. Okay. But yet they are the most malevolent and evil in the world at the same time. Okay. And the reason I say that is because they are part of what I call the Black Cube Society. They are, we're shown it in bits and pieces in movies. Okay. In movies that depict the Tesseract, like Marvel Comics, in movies that and documentaries that depict the Black Cube, that the my Muslim brothers and sisters actually um, the not the militant Muslims. Okay, I mean you're going to have militant in every religion in the world. Okay, you really are. The real Islamic faith is not a violent faith. Okay, it really isn't. It's like a Buddhist or a Hindu type of a faith. It's diverse and it's intertwined into a lot of different things, but not once is it meant to be violent. Okay, violent is the fear factor that the demiurge and its minions put within religion to separate humanity. And the more humanity is separated, the more fear humanity can have that they feed off of. Does that make sense? I mean, it's literally that way. Okay. We have been told that there are energy vampires. Think of it along that lines. Okay. Energy vampires. Think of it as Monsters Inc. Soft disclosure. Jessica and Eric know it. All these other podcasters talk about soft disclosure and stuff through Hollywood and Disney and music industry, you know, and it's soft disclosure is a thing because when humanity is cast under a spell, you have to inform the 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 masses that you're casting the spell on of certain things to make the spell work. Okay. It's like when I was doing spell casting and ceremony when I was younger. And even when I was doing the skinwalker ceremony and I gave flesh offerings, okay, my blood and my flesh was the sacrifice. Okay. Out of that sacrifice that I gave to the malevolent spirits that possessed me, once that spirit possessed me, I fed off of that fear. So I know that fear and that energy exists. I know that whole universe. Okay. I've been there. Okay. I was a literal terror when I was young. Okay. I was angry. I was bitter. I was confused, all rolled into one. Okay. And I'll be honest with everybody. I hated the white guy. I hated the white man. I hated the black man. And I'll tell you why. And this is why. Because history always teaches us what the other types of humans have done to our specific people. Okay. And that's a separating factor. That's the way they want it taught to us because it keeps us divided. There is no black, there is no white, there is no red, there is no yellow. What there is humanity, spirit. Okay. And you will all realize that when we leave this body, you will realize that the only thing that exists is spirit, our soul, our essence, our chi, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And when you realize that you are in a spirit form and you feel that power, that energy that you are made of, you're going to realize that when you were in a human flesh suit, that you had this ability the whole time. God gave you that ability the whole time. The Creator bestowed upon us that divine spark. Okay? And that's exactly why we pray. We pray to keep that connection. Okay? We have a respect for all things to keep that divine connection to the Creator, to God, and as in keeping that. It's like keeping a rechargeable battery plugged in 24/7. It'll never die. That's what your spirit is. That's what your soul is. It'll never die. So, when you think of the vast abilities of humanity, and you think about your longevity in life, and how eventually we're all going to die, and how that's a fear factor. Okay? Death is meant and designed to be a fear factor because the demiurge and the demons and stuff feed off of that. They want you afraid. But there is nothing to be afraid of. Literally nothing. I've died. I've been there. I was I was diagnosed 6 months to live that I would be dead. And and I refused to swallow that fear pill. I refused to. As soon as I was told that, and all that in the hospital, the first thing I did when all the nurses and the doctors and my family left the room was I slammed my hands down on the bed next to me and I said, I refuse to die this way. Here I am. So you can't tell me that we do not have that divine spark within us. God gave us that divine spark for a reason, because he knows that they are feeding off of our fear, off of our depression, off of our sadness, off of our hatred for one another. That's what they want. They don't
We have the
want you
power of life and death in
happy.
our tongue.
Yeah, they don't. They don't want you happy. They don't want you joyous. They don't want you prospering all over their creation. Think about it. They want you divided. They want you hating each other so they can feed off of that. Give it up. Just give it all up, man. Like I did. Refuse to fall for it. And you'll feel such a power of the spirit that nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. It doesn't matter what they try to do. It doesn't matter if they threaten to blow up each country in the world with nuclear weapons. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether grocery prices are going to go up or down. Physically, yes, it does matter in this world because I'm dirt poor. So yeah, that happens. Okay, I can't even afford dog food for Jacob right now. But
Yeah.
the thing of it is that if we don't give in to that fear, and we don't give in to that depressive state and that delusion of 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 committing suicide and everything's going to be all right. No, that's how they control us. That's what they're feeding on. They want you to feel that way, man. But I'm telling you that you don't have to feel that way. You don't have to fear death. You don't have to fear gas prices going up because you don't know where your next dollar is going to come from. You don't have to fear prescription medication going up because you don't really need the prescription medication to begin with. Do you know I cut myself off of every prescription medication except for the Ameriprazole and the Regulin that I have to take twice a day to keep the acid under control so I don't aspirate to death. I pulled myself off of every pain medication there was. They had me on 2,800 to 3,600 milligrams of gabapentin for for neurology pain. Okay, they had me on tramadol for pain. Okay, they had me on all these pain medications, meloxicam, you know, all this pain medication, and I cut myself off of all that. Not because it was expensive, but because I didn't feed into their fear. So I started taking things like turmeric, in pill form. I just started taking these pills that is like it's like 600 milligrams of just vegetables and fruits and stuff, and that's all it is. It's a natural pill, but it's powderized into a pill, and you can take it. I'm going back to the way it should be. Now, granted, there's some things that I have to take every now and then, but I can say that it's not. I'm not giving them the benefit of making me an addict on prescription medication for their joy and their feeling of feeding off of that. Do you know what I mean? I mean that's I don't know how other to say it, but that's pretty much it. There's so much that we have this ability within us to do, that if we just remembered to keep that. Oh, thank you, Urso.
Dude,
If we
you're
just
awesome.
keep
Thank you,
that
bud.
if we just keep that um, innate ability to remember that we are the conduit to the Creator. We are the conduit that connects ourselves to the Creator, and nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Okay? Our family that we have here in this world, we're going to see them on the other side. We're not going to be separated from them. We have all lost loved ones, and we lose them all the time. But they want us to feel that misery and that despair because they feed off of it. Think about it. It's just a vicious cycle. It repeats itself over and over and over again. And they want you stuck in that cycle. They don't want you to wake up. They don't want you to realize that divine spark that God gave each and every one of us works as a conduit to where you're connected to the Creator back and forth continually. If God didn't want us to go outside and enjoy the cathedral of the pines and the cathedral of the mountains and the cathedral of the swamps and the forests and nature, why did he create it? Why did he create it? Think about it. It's all connected, all of it. And the sooner we realize it and we wake up to that fact, the closer we're going to get to God, the Creator. And the more you're going to realize that, you know what, you don't have to fear death. I don't. I could die tonight and I'd be perfectly happy. I'll miss my family that's here, but I will see them again. There there is there's so much there's so much that humanity has forgotten. And I just hope to God that, through these podcasts and stuff that we've done, we can continue to teach people.
Guess who came out of their bacon coma for a minute?
Bacon, yeah. Tracy made bacon this
Like you
morning,
said, in the
and
corn
she
chowder.
used it in the corn chowder she made me. But somebody got his
He
bacon
just woke
today.
up.
Somebody
I just
got
woke
his
up a
bacon.
minute ago.
Yeah.
Oh, we get our bacon, Jacob.
No.
Hmm.
Yeah, my allergies have been terrible. Yeah, pollen everywhere this morning. All right.
My babies.
It's okay, Mommy's
My
gonna get you.
babies.
Oh, he's shaking.
Yeah. He just woke up.
He's not
Say
doing
hi.
the greatest. I'm not feeling too great. I'm
Jacob.
Come here, sweetie pea.
He's a good old boy.
Dylan half dozen of scrambled eggs.
A half dozen yeah.
Half dozen scrambled eggs with
Wow.
that government cheese. What
Anyways, I'm going to get off that bandwagon, and everybody. Yeah, bounty hunter. It's exactly. You don't fear it, because it wants you to. It thrives off of your fear. It literally does, and every dominion that they have thrives off of that fear. So you're thinking, you're giving up so much. You're giving up so much of your spirit and your soul for nothing. When God said we were going to live forever, he meant it. That divine spark is within us. Okay? He meant it. We will live forever. It's just not in this flesh suit. And to tell you the truth, everybody, the sooner I get out of this flesh suit, the better I'll feel. That's just my opinion. That and maybe $1.50 might get you a cup of coffee at a greasy spoon, but I doubt it anymore. But it's exactly what it is. This world is designed as a vicious cycle over and over again. And the controlling factors are fear, depression, anxiety, all of it. All of it. They feed off of our negative emotions. We need to wake the whole of humanity up. And Tricia, you should be thankful every day. Exactly. Exactly. Beauty is all around us. And that is a saying that we have too, as indigenous people. Walk in beauty. Walk with reverence for everything. I go around now, and I don't even look at people as, oh, there's my black buddy that I talk to every now and then, up the street, or there's the white guy that I know that's, a little older than me, that's disabled, that I talk to every now and then. I don't see that way. I don't see, how do I want to say it? I don't see separating factors in humanity anymore. I see spirit. I see what's in here. So when I get angry, and I get angry, I'm human. I get angry. I have my days where I don't even want to get out of bed. I'm human. I'm not superhuman. There's nothing superhuman about me. But I have a way of perceiving things now that my life has brought me to in my 60 plus years. Going from the extreme darkness and death when I was young to now. And I got to tell you, it's not an easy road. If it was going to be easy, then it wouldn't be worth it. The struggles that we go through are meant to happen a certain way. We're meant to struggle. We're meant to sacrifice things. We're meant to feel that pain. But at the same time, we don't have to give into it. Because the moment we give into it, we're feeding the demiurge. We're feeding the demons and stuff that are in this world, that rule this world currently. We're feeding the part of humanity that's turned its back upon the rest of humanity, that 1% of the 10%. You all know who I'm talking about. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Clintons, the Obamas, the Bushes, the Cheneys, places like the Bilderberg Foundation, the World Health Organization, the World Economic Formation, the UN, that 1% of the 10% of the population around the world. And if you don't think they're getting something out of it, then I hate to say it this way, you're a bigger fool than I was when I was younger. Because they are getting something out of it. Exactly, Emilius. Yes. And Trish, you're right. That is how we grow. Yes, you are right. Exactly. Nurture the good souls of life. The souls of life. Yep. Why don't you play one of those short videos? I'm going to turn my camera off and pour some more coffee.
Sounds good. These are the kitty cat's treats. People say my collection is weird. I mean, it's only weird if you want it to be. It's yours. Alice has never figured out what was the hole. When she started looking into it, she lost her mind. Huh. I've never heard of that. I don't, Bud, yours is in the living room. I don't have your guys' in here. I thought I did, but we must have ate them all. You're just going to have to wait. You're just going to have to wait.
Now they're hiding.
Treats. You guys had your treats.
I guess they don't want to be on camera. That sucks. That sucks. That shows you the difference that I have. 1 minute the room will be full, and the next it'll be completely empty. So they show themselves whenever they want to show themselves. But just because we can't see them all the time doesn't mean they're not there. Okay. So, we are connected to the spirit of this world, the divine spark of this world, that eventually will be turned back over to the Creator and His children. And these fallen ones, these demiurge, these demons, these reptilian demonic beings, they're going to regret it. So I don't know how else to say it. It is what it is. It's going to, the world is going to change. And unfortunately, there's a lot of powerful people that are part of the demise of this world. So, if anything, just be cautious, be faithful, don't fear, and continue to make that connection and grow and go from there. Was that the last video?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, that shows you just how quickly things can change, in a moment's notice. So, anyways, I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank the moderators for sticking it out as long as they have and listening to my rambling on. I'm going to try to keep this going. There's going to be some times when I'm not going to feel like coming on and doing a live, but I'll try to let everybody know. I have my good days and my bad, and now my bad days are starting to kick up a little bit more than the good ones. So, but I just there's so much that needs to be reminded and taught, that I just hope people start to figure it out. Everything is connected. There's no way that it's not connected. Everything, the paranormal, the supernatural, the cryptid activity, the UFO activity, the fallen, the demiurge, the whatever you want to call them, all these past civilizations, everything's connected. And one thing that I've realized is that every, say, 6,000 years or so, civilization resets itself. Civilization restarts again and again and again. We see it in the mud fossils. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. If you can please share this out, like it, and share it out, that'd be great. Eric, you want to tell them what you got going on today, and I'm going to go ahead and go quiet. Check out the Bonfire store for Into the Red Rabbit Hole, because I'm putting up new t-shirt designs and everything that I'm designing, and if you want to get a coffee mug or a t-shirt or whatever, there's some pretty good ones on there. Eric can testify to that. Plus Eric has his own store.
I've got the shirt on.
So
I got your OG shirt on. It's just under the hoodie at the moment.
Thank you, Tanya.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me.
I still haven't had I got too busy writing last night and didn't get a chance to look up for today's show, so I've still got to do that. I'll be posting that soon. I just got busy writing last night. Next thing you know, it's 1:30 in the morning. Roxanne can attest that, because I was letting her know. It was like, so I got your short stories written. She was talking about. Okay, I'll check it out. So which book of yours should I start? So the very first book I wrote, Joanne, was Saga Grimson Book 1, The Beginning. Then there's Saga Grimson Book 2, Black Death. Then I wrote The Dolph's Land Beyond, which is my Mountain Man series. Then I wrote High Hen Yar, Book 1, Houses of Battle, which is a prequel to the Saga of Grimsons. Then I wrote Viking Age, Secrets of Mercia, which is a historical fiction that I wrote. Oh man, I'm drawing a brain fart on all my books now. I've got like 7 books written. 6 are published right now. I did send Beast of the Ozarks First Kill off to the editor. So I'm hoping to have that back in a week or two. Then it will be out and published. I'm trying to think of the subject for tonight. We'll kind of see how it goes. I'll have that posted here in a little bit. Thank you, Roxanne. Roxanne has been very excited. She's one of my INR readers, and she has been very excited about this Beast of the Ozarks book. I'm tickled pink by her comments on that. She's really loving it. Which, like I said in that book, there's two people that most of us know that do make an appearance in that book, and she gets a kick out of one of the characters big time. So I had to show love to a couple of my favorite people in the book. So, but yeah, that'll be coming out soon. I'm kicking around doing something UFO-ish tonight. I haven't done a UFO one in a while. It depends on how much I can look up and get for you guys. We may just do just like a roundtable talk on it, and see everybody's point of view on these UFOs. Like my thoughts is they're all three. They're interdimensional, interterrestrial, and extraterrestrial. So that may be just kind of like a talk. Joanne, thank you so much. You are
thank
amazing.
you, Joanne. Thank you, Joanne. That means a lot.
But that'll probably be most likely what tonight's topic's going to be, just because I've been trying to play catch up and busy. I've still got commercials I got to create for me and DA. No, don't worry about that, Joanne. That's still amazing. Just that amount too. It's just amazing.
Yeah, Joanne, it's no big deal. It's don't worry about it. That's phenomenal. Thank you very much. That means a lot. That really does. That'll go towards Jacob's food. So
yeah. I was just thinking back then, I don't have food for my animals either, but I was like, I got some stuff in the freezer that'll work.
Yeah.
Downey says, who is a good research person you trust? Ancestry type stuff. Man, there's some good ones out there. As far as Dinesh goes, I forgot the name of that show. He talks a lot about the Dinesh and the Dene and the Anasazi.
The Dene and the Dinesh.
Man, what is that show?
Call them Dinesh. That's funny because they're called Dene. That's the same word. It's just spelled differently.
Yeah, I've heard him say both. I've heard him say both of them. Mud Fossil University, Roger. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Dinesh is a generalization when it's talking from the I form, when you're talking about your people to other people. Dene is what they're called as a whole generality. You know them also as Navajo. So, it depends on which district you're from down there, because you got 4 states that they're bordering on right now. So, but technically all of them are cousins down there. So,
yeah. Navajo Traditions is that one that I was thinking of. I really like his information. Like I said, Mud Fossil University's Roger, he's really good. When it comes to extraterrestrial and the Galactic Republic, I really like Michael Sala. He's really, really good. Of course, you got William here. You can't forget about my good brother William, who's phenomenal on a lot of this stuff too.
But my brain's starting to get fried, so I wouldn't depend on William.
You still got a lot of good information out there. Trying to think, there's some things I'm hit and miss with Billy Carson. Some of the stuff I really like what he says. Some of the other stuff is like, oh, Michelle, thank you so much.
Oh, Michelle, thank you.
That is awesome. But there's ones you can find that's on there pretty good. That's just a couple of the ones that I really like. Navajo Traditions is just he's an old storyteller that he just knows how to put it where you can understand, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. He's really good.
If you
I
want
highly
to, I mean,
recommend it.
if you are a specific, I mean, if you're looking for a generality of indigenous culture and learning, then there are a lot of us out there that can give you an overall generality of it. And I mean, there's not one Native American ceremony that I haven't done. So, but if you're looking for a specific and tribal affiliation, like the Dene, you're better off going to the social media sites of those specific tribal affiliations and see what they have to offer. Um, some of them, you know, if it's ancestry that you're looking for or trying to uncover in your bloodline, I highly recommend, believe it or not, believe it or not, I highly recommend going to the archives of the Mormon Church, because the Mormon Church kept records of everything. Okay. Um, but well, that's funny because they talked to me. Huh. So,
And
but
my family's
anyways,
Mormon.
yeah, I guess it depends on where you're at geographically. Um,
Yeah.
but you know, the Mormon Church is a good one. The Library of Congress is actually another good one, that you can find genealogy information about. Um, or go to the source. Okay, go right to the tribal, administration offices, and send them a letter, stating what you're looking for, and any information would be helpful. Be respectful though. Don't be demanding. We have a saying in indigenous culture that we're on Indian time, and that means we'll get back to you whenever we basically get back to you. So, um, it's like those open from 8 a.m. to and close at 9 p.m. signs that you see on the doors of stores. You know, it reminds me of an old sign that we used to have, on a native store that I had, and it was, sometimes I open, sometimes I close. Other days I don't show up at all. During ceremony, don't expect me. That kind of a sign. So it's on when you're dealing with Native American time and indigenous time, you're dealing with that kind of a way of looking at it and perceiving it. Eventually, we will get back to people, but time time is irrelevant. Time doesn't exist except in the minds of humanity. The universe doesn't have time. The universe doesn't acknowledge time. I'm kind of surprised humanity does. So that's like all these timelines and stuff around the world, and Eastern Coast time, West Coast time, Greenwich time, UK time, Australia time, Japan time. It's irrelevant. If the sun comes up, it's morning. When the sun's in the sky, in the high part of the sky, it's noontime. When the sun starts to go down, it's evening. When the sun goes down, it's nighttime. So, I mean, time is irrelevant. It's what we make it, pretty much. So, but yeah, go to the source, the Cherokee line. Go to the Cherokee Nation, okay, in Cherokee, Oklahoma, or you can do Cherokee, North Carolina, and go to their archives, their rolls, the Dawes rolls and stuff like that. DAWES, Dawes rolls, and look it up that way. And there's several other rolls too that you can look it upon. See, my mother was part Cherokee and Shawnee. My father was Lakota, and so I've got this innate mixture within me that makes me this full blood mutt, Native American mutt. So
Look, if you think about it, that was very common.
yeah.
Look how many times they married out the
It's
tribe.
it's said that the Lakota Nation, and even the Northern Cheyenne at some point were part of the Cherokee Nation to begin with. And we
Yep.
separated ourselves from them in 1260 AD. And we went to the Northern Plains. So, I mean, technically every indigenous culture is a cousin. If you think about it, we're all cousins, every part
Mhm.
of humanity, we're cousins. So thank you,
Now, a lot
Joanne.
of other tribes, a lot of other tribes adopted into them as well. I mean, Osage is a prime example. Osage was a separate one, but ended up getting kind of like the Dene. The Dene had adopted in other tribes into there, which made them grow. That was a very common thing to happen. And marriages outside of their tribes into other ones was very common. That and being
Yeah.
stolen.
Yeah, exactly. Well, see, that's the thing. My mother was kidnapped as an infant off the Cherokee Reservation
Mm-hmm.
in North Carolina, and in those days, she was born in the 1920s, and in them days, they just took the kids, turned them over to preachers and their family, and my mother was you know basically she was told what she was because she knew she didn't look like the people in the house. In fact, her
Mm-hmm.
one sister had bright red hair and was extremely tall, which tells me that that one sister came from another family. So it's not uncommon, especially when you're dealing with the Appalachian mountain chain. It's not uncommon to have infants taken from families and raised by uh, ministers' families and stuff and church families because that's how they civilized us. So,
Yep.
but anyways, that's a whole nother story. Um, well,
Yeah.
you just kind of winging it tonight with your show, then, right?
Yeah, I'd say probably just like a roundtable talk about UFOs, stuff like that. I think it'd be a good one. We haven't done one of those in a while, so I mean, I think it'd be fun. I don't know what you guys think, but that's kind of where I'm at.
Exactly.
Um, but that's gonna be pretty much today's show. Um, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, sometimes we have very hard time staying on topic on my show. Sometimes it starts as one thing, ends up being something completely different. So
All right.
it's okay. It's
What
all good. That's what
what time are you
the
coming
way the
on?
chat flows is the way we go. It'd be 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Um,
Okay, so it'd be 7 o'clock
so
Eastern.
for East Coast, that'll be yeah, East Coast. So it'll
Okay.
be fun. If I could find somebody in the UFO community that wants to come on tonight, I'll probably bring them on. Um, but that's kind of what we're talking about. Joanne, we're going to be, doing a roundtable talk on UFOs and aliens. So it'd be fun, man. I'm trying to find something I haven't done in a while, and I haven't done a UFO thing in a while. So I was like, man, why
Right.
not? That's kind of been heavy on my heart lately, is UFOs and aliens. So we'll get her done did tonight.
Sounds good. Everybody,
But
thank you for being here.
that's pretty much where we're
Again,
at. I'll be working on my.
thank the mods and stuff too, if we could.
Mhm.
And don't forget to check out Eric's books and stuff. And he said you're working on what now?
Yep, you can find them on Amazon. I've been working on a couple different books, kind of like a horror, whoa, kind of like a horror short stories and a sci-fi short stories is what I've been working on. So my computer just went out of memory, and I've got logged off of the show on YouTube. So I'm trying to get back on. Um,
All right. Well, we got to go
so that's
anyways.
kind of what I'm working on. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Everybody, thank you for being here. I know it was a long show today. This is the longest we've ever gone, almost 3.5 hours. So
It's been
thank you
good.
all for being here. Thank you for all the super stickers and the memberships and stuff. It means a lot, Urso and everybody. Thank you so much. Joanne, thank you very much. Uh, it's just keep your faith, guys. Don't fear it. Don't fear anything. Because remember, they live off of fear. Okay? They want you to be afraid.
Yep.
Don't give them that satisfaction. And I'll see you all again Friday night. Okay? And we'll get into another subject about that needs to be uncovered on Into the Red Rabbit Hole. Please like, heart, and share this out. And peace, love, and blessings, everybody. Until we see you on Eric's show tonight at 7 Eastern, 6 Central.
Peace, love, and blessings, everyone.